like midnight, and I'm expecting it to be like 4 in the morning, and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
Too
I'm not
many
even
years on
taking
that.
like melatonin or anything like that.
Just been too many years on that like late night schedule of staying up till 2, 3 in the morning. Because that's what happens to me. If I go to bed too early, my body goes into like, oh, we're taking a nap. Got it. And it wakes me up, and I'm like, no, no, I needed to stay asleep all night, man.
Yeah.
Too bad.
So sad.
I want. Mm. You think?
I had
You think Chekhov? You think I could give Chekhov a giggle if I pick gunsmith tools?
I mean, so that's if it says CM, that's not technically 5e stuff. I don't know how to
Okay.
turn that off, but that's the core manual from Esper Genesis, and it's like a 5e sci-fi
I was wondering what that
alternate
was.
ruling. Yeah, I just don't know how to turn that off. I'm sure I just have it checked in my compendium sharing by accident, and I need to uncheck it.
Ooh, excuse me.
Okay. Well, I got everybody here in Discord, and I know we're on a bit of a time crunch, so I'm going to go ahead and just get started with our recap while everyone gets logged in, so we can catch everyone up on where we were at. Picked up last game on a nice low-key note of you guys arriving at your war camp, currently aflame. One of your allies being interrogated with a blade to her neck, and you had disarmed the summer knight that was threatening Caraway. As the battle launched off, you struck out against this squadron of knights led or directed by some Spring Eladrin, and managed to actually down the Spring Eladrin before he had a chance to drink his little potion, which you managed to recover. At the end of that first conflict, you spoke with Caraway as to what was going on, and she was able to inform you of a few pressing encounters. First off, that this had all begun as some strange stone obelisk had fallen from the sky at the camp center where her and Tazmikella had been in that moment. As they raced here and Taz took to the sky to fight off the Fey Dragon, which she was still doing, Caraway found that Elurin had been killed and was being escorted off the premises.
Sure.
He had risen to the defense of some of the were creatures around the Seeker's tent, and at the end of that defense had been defeated and was being questioned as to the whereabouts of the children of the gods. You had shown up, saved the day, or at least saved the moment, and then had to decide where. Rose knew where their path led them, and requested Oni and Takashi's help as they were going to take to the sky and try to help Tazmikella in any way possible. Graham, get away from the door. Stupid dog. Sorry. As Takashi informed Rose that he could not fly, Aerith lent him the broom of flying, and Oni activated freedom to take to the sky. Rose transformed into a giant eagle, and the three of them set off beyond forest canopy. The rest of you, Aerith, Ken, Thorn, and Caraway, took off through the camp to follow the trail of the Summer Knights that were carrying off Lurin's body, with the knowledge that the interrogation of your spy master could be cataclysmic to the war effort. In addition, he was a friend, and Caraway is not one to leave her friends. You ran down that Summer Eladrin squadron while Rose, Takashi, and Oni executed a very, very fast aerial maneuver, accelerated by Takashi's hurricane ability, and sent soaring across the sky at breakneck speeds towards where Taz and the Fey Dragon were fighting. As Oni closed in that gap and got within breath range, the dragon retargeted him, hit him with a necrotic breath that Freedom couldn't do anything about, and then turned around and flew away, leaving Taz to descend gracelessly into the forest canopy, and the three of you to follow her. Rose managed to reach her in that last moment as flight was becoming less and less possible. Her wings tattered and torn from the battle, transforming back into their normal self, and rode Taz McKellop essentially to the ground. Meanwhile, Ken, Aerith, Thorn, and Caraway launched into a battle against the Summer Eladrin, and this time the Spring Eladrin had a chance to activate his draft of Draconic form, as he took his dragon form and instructed the two Summer Eladrin furthest away from you all to keep running. You guys launched into another difficult encounter, chasing down your enemies as they attempted to flee. The Hurricane ability had a wide range, and here, removed from Takashi's immediate presence, but still counted as his ally, you felt that kind of wind beneath your armor, that lifting of you and accelerating you, boosting your speed and hindering your enemies, enabling you to keep them from getting away from you, and enabling you guys to deal enough damage to kill both Summer Eladrin and recover both pieces of Alurin, his head and his body. While Ken was running them down, though, Aerith and Thorn fought off the Fey half-dragon that had transformed, finding it a very potent enemy that had a very annoying tendency to keep healing itself. As Aerith went unconscious, Ken pulled the trigger and activated his Ascalon form. Taking the full form of Ascalon and returning to Aerith's side, he used the Benediction ability to restore Aerith to his full and proper state. And then the four of you flew off, because that was not a battle that you had time to fight right now. You had secured Alurin, your friends were alive, and Ken, you took to the sky with Thorn, Caraway, and Aerith clinging to you. As you broke through the canopy above, you could see the kind of scar along the top of the forest where Taz had descended into the glade and soared over there as quickly as you could. Meanwhile, in the glade of the Fallen Dragon, Rose, Oni, Takashi, and Taz McKella could hear more summer nights approaching, and the voices of those investigating the crashed dragon that had just fallen from the sky. Using the Pass Without a Trace ability, you managed to hide from them, staying out of the way and giving your allies enough time to cross the distance across the forest and to get here to back you up. As Kenskalon showed up, the battle erupted, and you all managed to defeat this Fey half-dragon, as well as the summer entourage that was with them. However, in the battle, Caraway was struck down and killed maliciously by some douchebag, who then got disintegrated by Taz McKellop.
What a dick.
He had to. He rolled really bad. He was not a good guy. He was not a nice guy. In that moment, as the battle raged around you back within the camp, you were all a little bit removed of the main camp at this point, probably about 1,000 feet or so outside of the perimeter of the main camp. You gathered everyone together and teleported back to the Morning Wood. Ken, still in his Ascalon form, Alurin and Caraway, and Rose, with the only focus they had being the inside of the tavern, cast the spell on that. And as you emerged within this space, there was a cacophonous as the form of Kenskalon smashed through the second-story floor of the Morning Wood. But none of you saw it, as everyone here within the tavern and your party was made invisible in the aftermath of the teleport spell. And as the tavern exploded in a splinter of wood and just all of the framework, the bedwork of the rooms above, you heard Fed's, "What the hell?" And, "I can't see my hands! What happened? I can't see my hands!" And that was where we left off. So, what would you guys like to do? Actually, I do have one thing that I need to do for Ken. Ken, your Ascalon form takes 7 points of force damage as you did emerge. I'm just going to get it for you because I can see you're not over here quite yet.
Yeah, sorry. I'm about to swap over. Sorry. Got
Yeah,
distracted.
once you swap over, I'm going to start a timer, okay? Just letting you know, because you are still holding your Ascalon form. So we're kind of frozen in this moment of my post recap. And once you guys get started, we're on the clock.
Yeah. Okay. We in it.
Okay. So as you hear Fed's voice, you hear the heavy kind of winced, pained breathing of Taz as she's holding her shoulder. Thorn, you can't see him, but you could hear the clattering of his armor. What happened? Why can't I see anybody? What are you guys doing?
Over.
We're in bed. I think. I guess if anyone can cast dispel magic real quick, I can make sure I put everyone down safely, and I can change back real quick.
Right, it's just a standard invisibility. Anybody, if you can cast magic, cast any spell or slap your neighbor. And she's just going to cast Prestidigitation and make herself visible. Thorn is going to turn towards Ken and just like out just to attack, but
Rose
Makes
over
herself
here
visible.
on this side, there's just a slew of like swearing, and then they'll pick up this chair and throw it like
Okay.
5 feet this way.
You see as Rose manifests, chair in hand, across the room. But roll me a strength check.
I'm sure it'll go great.
I guess I'll cast Cure Wounds on Taz.
Okay. You are currently half wedged in a tavern. So the ceiling's about 15 feet for the first floor, and then you're kind of smashed through into the second floor because you're about 25, 27 feet tall. As you look around, your shoulders kind of pinned between two studs. You look to your left, and in that
I thought it was
moment,
35 feet tall.
35 feet tall, even tall. You can look to your left and down. You're pinned around your like elbows, and you can see the room that you and Mia shared here not that long ago, but so long ago. Completely different than it was back then. The bedwork, all of the decoration of the room has changed. In addition, the ceiling is now caving in on it.
You know.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
What was that? And there's just like this glass goes flying across the room, and you see Fed. There's a few flashes of prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, some loud bellows of "Who made me invisible?" and the tavern begins to become visible again. You
Oh, shit. Oh,
kind of crouch down. Make me a dexterity check from Ken Slot.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. You manage to kind of like tuck your shoulders and your wings in, trying to minimize further damage as you crouch down kind of into that like deep squat, your tail having to curl up around your ankles. You hold out the one hand that still has caraway in it and kind of rest it on Taz, and you cast Cure Wounds. You become visible. Oh my God! There's a dragon! It's what the hell? And Taz goes, "It's fine. He's friendly. He's just big. Let's get you outside. How do we get you outside?"
I can cast reduce on myself. Maybe I can, ease up on the.
Why are you wasting time with that? Just turn back.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Sooner you
That's
do.
actually part of. All right,
The least,
let me get.
the longer you
I got
stay,
you.
the worse it is, right?
Yeah. You're right. I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry. All right. Make sure everyone's off. Everyone's off. I got everything out of my hands. We're good.
Quickly before that, just throw him a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Don't fuck it up, please.
Set down a learning caraway and then reduce your form. You guys see as he becomes engulfed in like a cocoon of platinum light that then just reduces in size down to his normal about 7 foot tall form. Make me a Constitution saving throw. And you have a bardic inspiration, so you can add a d12.
Okay.
You have been transformed now for 5 minutes.
Okay. Oh, don't remember the.
Your DC is 26.
Oh,
Mhm.
fun.
Just don't roll
Okay,
one.
Flash of Genius is added on that.
He can flash of genius it. Yep. Okay, you got a
Okay,
d12.
Just need to roll well on the d12 and flash genius it. It's fine. Okay.
19, 20, 24 flash of genius.
God
We
damn
use
it.
the help action and give him advantage.
There's really no way to help with this one.
Nobody's just over there massaging these giant
I got you.
abs. Like, don't lock up. Don't lock up.
Just relax.
You guys see as the energy kind of around from
Ugh.
Ken, his body appears and falls to the ground.
No.
God damn it. If you're dead, I will raise you and kill you again. Just walk over to him and reach down to like feel for a pulse.
Make me a medicine check. I'm checking my rulings right now.
Oh, no.
Good, it's a 1. I can't tell.
And
I
This is
think,
literally that meme
I
where the
think
guy
it's-
where he's walking in with the pizza and everything's on fire because I have no idea what the fuck happened last session.
I think on the Nat 1 it does that, but it's supposed to get a fuck ton of exhaustion otherwise.
make me here, Ken.
Oh,
roll
no.
a-
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Never mind.
That's I was reading it and I was like I didn't think I changed it. You don't feel a pulse.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Why we gotta do this again? Anyone got any healing stuff or anything?
Does anybody have any of his devices?
Hold on. Just grab his bag and stick my hand in there.
Do you have any of your defibrillators in your bag, Ken?
I do, actually. And don't want to. I don't know if it'd be classified as metagaming, but I'm pretty sure I gave Aerith one as a backup.
I think Aerith has one too. But Aerith isn't here. He's eating dinner. Oh no!
Yep.
God damn it, Aurora.
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. You reach your hand into his bag of holding at his waist. Is your bag an actual bag? Yeah, you've built this one. You're not using an infusion for this, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I made this one.
You kind of feel your hand tighten around one of the small, almost like scarab-shaped devices that has the small diamond inlaid in the top.
Cool. Got one of these. I don't know how the fuck to use this.
Just
Put
press it
on
against him and
tab.
activate it.
Press button. Yell clear.
I hope this hurts. And I'll put it on his chest and push it.
Okay. You. And as the diamond shatters beneath your hand, there's this pulse of energy through him that sends his back like arcing up, and that you hear him draw breath, and you have 5 stacks of exhaustion, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Boy, great.
It's a big button.
Mhm.
Hey, Earth didn't die during the battle, so
It looks like you guys might have tried.
Right.
I'm looking at double-digit health right now in the low double digits.
Yeah, we're all not looking
so
much
just
better.
to give you it was a real rough 10 minutes of a lot of damage going out. The splitting of the party made it complicated because the squadrons were definitely tuned for the party, but there were 3 objectives and they chose 2 of them, and everyone got out mostly.
Yeah. You said he had 5 on stacks?
5 stacks of
Yeah.
exhaustion. Yep.
Wow, you can't even move.
Nope.
And that was really bad rolls. Like, a lot of Ken's
Yeah.
stuff is designed to prevent him. Like, he should be able to hit a DC 26 with a plus 11, a D12, and an extra plus 5. That was the story from the dice, guys.
Yeah, I think I used all my luck rolling my other character. Honestly.
Hey, we needed it though, so
Yeah, yeah, we did. Oh no.
you're still alive, so that's all that matters. Just need 5 days of rest.
As you
Yeah. Oh,
like
God.
wearily blink, Ken, you look up and you can see Rose staring down at you. Taz kind of
They're
rushes
pissed.
over. Here, let me get your token here so we can have the right token to be directing it at. I mean, he did what was necessary, right?
You're still mad.
I'll play Ken Skull on advocate here.
To be fair, Rose, you did say, alright, you can activate it. Granted, you weren't there, but you did say it.
Uh-huh.
As we gather around the once again shattered table that has been broken so many times by you guys, the arrival point of he's just gonna set up like a stairway here, like a little dais for you guys to appear on, and then just walk down off of.
We'll
That'd be a
just
good
end up on a
idea.
different table.
You look up
Yeah.
past Rose, Ken, and see as pieces of the roof tumble down, still kind of settling. Let me get the music to a little less intensity. This
Oh,
one?
I can't hear the music.
I didn't start a new one yet.
Well, I wasn't able to hear the other one. I
Oh,
just
okay.
realized. But I can now.
Mm.
Seeing Ken open his eyes, and Rose will then push themselves back up onto their feet and just walk over here. And then they just start like pacing.
The whole bar is now kind of watching all of you intently. Taz leans down, starts checking over Ken.
Sister, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
Get I needed to get Eric and the team out of there. I know how important it was to secure the spy master, and they have fucking Fey half dragons.
He nods. You did the right thing. That was far more power than she has ever brought to bear against us. She looks over at Thorn, who's kind of sat down on a stool and has his head in his hands, and Fed walks over to him, and the two of them start talking. Fed keeps kind of like looking up, and Thorn shakes his head. We gotta go back, guys. Our army is still fighting there. We can't just abandon them.
Thorn, I know how you feel also well, trust me, but we're in no condition to fight right now.
Kid's laying on the ground, his head, the only thing sitting up as he's saying that.
He's Wesley, Princess Bride, after the pill coming back from the dead right now.
Like,
There's also the fact that I felt something establish itself. That was... What was that?
do you guys have like a retreat signal that you can do to hopefully get them to back away?
There were flares at the camp to alert. No, not here.
How far
Do
was
you know
the
any-
camp then?
About
Anyone who's still alive there? Taz.
Do I know anyone? I don't know if any of them are still alive, but I've gotten to know quite a few of the soldiers and people that we've met. I have no more magic. I spent everything I had keeping that damned beast at bay. I spent most of what I had trying to reach you when it attacked, but I could not get my spells through.
How long would it take to run to the camp
When you
with
guys
the double movement speed?
double movement, I mean, if we hurried, we'd push exhausting ourselves, but we could maybe run there in 12 hours. It's about a day's ride.
Yeah, I don't think we were going to be able to make that.
Yeah, it was our forward encampment. We were only about 6 hours out from Astrazalian, so
What about any back encampments? Do any of them have signal things?
we looked towards each other. We put all our eggs in one basket. We thought, I mean, we've been pushing her back. The last 2 years we've been winning. We've been winning over the free peoples of the Fae, and it's been more or less a siege of Astrazalian. We've been trying to figure out how to get to her to end it for good. We thought if she had this kind of power, she would have used it already, but
This was our last
How
shot.
far is Skyrite visible? Is your writing in the sky?
let's
If anyone's
see.
got Skyrite.
Don't even know if anybody has that.
Make it rain.
Excuse
and
me,
just shape your
Jesus.
cloud into the word retreat. Run.
Run.
So look out, please.
It could be close enough. The distance in the Feywild is strange, so it's worth trying if anybody has it.
Also, could be ritually cast.
If distance is weird in the Feywild, and they have Fey dragons, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, yeah, that was you saw it here. I'll show you I'll pull the token onto this map so you can
Well,
have an
the
idea as to
what
what it
kind
looks
of-
like.
what kind of layer is gonna pop up if distance is weird in the Feywild?
That is... I don't know. This is a very good question. And I feel like that's what they were doing. That's what it felt like to me. As we left, it felt like a domain. Like a lair being established. But it takes months of focus. And
If they were being pushed back this whole time, and they felt like they were winning, they could have been working on establishing this the whole time, right? Maybe that's why things were working out, at least in my favor. But when you were winning people over,
a feint to draw us in and off balance. Thorn just drops his head down. Welcome back, Aurora.
Feel like I
Ken
missed so
died.
much. Oh my god.
not even joking, he did die.
He did die, and
Sure did.
Did he
Did you?
explode?
another.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he doesn't
No.
explode anymore. He
Okay.
just dies,
Just
if he
dies.
fails his save.
He just
But then
got so tired he couldn't keep living.
it's exactly what happened. It's like, let's see, what is the rule? Because I know there's a way that he can. Oh, if he succeeds on his save, he still takes 1d4 levels of exhaustion. So he still gets exhausted by it every time, and if he fails on it, he just hits 6 levels and dies. Essentially.
But is he fine? Did we have to revive
He
him?
is. We did, but
Okay.
Air
Rose.
air quotes fine, because our voice has
Fine.
5 levels of exhaustion right now.
He does.
How many?
He does. 5.
Oh my
He
god.
is-
Can't move.
Wesley from The Princess Bride, laying on a pile of shrapnel wood at the moment, as everyone is discussing the ramifications of what just happened.
I have two potions of greater restoration.
Okay, that can help
We
him.
can knock it down to 3.
I
Oh.
also have one. I just
Alright.
double checked.
You know what's really funny? Can you roll me a con save as well, please?
Yeah.
Me?
Huh?
Yeah, you used one of your charges during the first battle, and though you died, the way the ring works is once the battle is over, you still have to make that save. And
Oh. I used 2 charges, by the way.
use 2 charges. Okay.
Well,
Thank you
then
for being
roll.
honest. Okay.
Aha!
You are fine. You are fine. You feel as the kind of battle high, the adrenaline of rushing through the forest, accelerated by a hurricane, fighting half dragons, being brought back to life and like the ideal state of being by Ascalon, riding along with Ascalon to Taz. All of that kind of one into the other, into the other. I mean, you guys were only at the war camp for about 10 minutes total. You teleported there, and about 10 minutes later, you teleported back here. Over the 6 hours that we played last week. So as that kind of wears off, and you feel that exhaustion, you feel that like pang of draw from some other time, but you kind of shake it off. No exhaustion stacks for you.
Just the one you already have.
No, he's
No,
actually free
I-
of one.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. You got
Ken's
healed.
benediction healed me.
Benediction did it. Yep.
So I'm all clear.
Well then, what? Does anybody have? What was it that you said? Skywrite? Does anybody
Skywrite.
have that? Any way to communicate?
I can ritually cast
Come on,
it.
Earth. There you go. I will say I will have to turn off the hurricane though.
That's fair.
Skyride Hurricane.
Hopefully, when it took over, the smart amongst them chose to run, as well. This would have been wise. She looks over.
I have 1 3rd level left to send. Could I try to pick someone that I think might still be alive in the war camp?
Sure. Roll me a d20. You send out your message. Roll me another d20. Okay. What is your message? You gather together your third level magic, cast the spell out. You feel it's like walking against the wind. And as you focus on the target of your spell, one of the captains, let me see, let me give him a name.
Dave.
Dave. No. What
Kevin.
I've learned recently is names like Dave and Kevin, they come from Am, where names like Hadrian and Emmeline come from.
Dave.
Dave, there you go. I actually like Dave.
Wow.
You send your message out and you hear back, and it's kind of like hearing it through like static. Understood, Seeker. Sounding the retreat.
Over here, you guys, whoever's looking over here, Rose just kind of like hangs their head, and then there's like a sharp crack as they punch this wall and then walk out this door.
Okay. You head out into the streets of Sarnau. Fed kind of sits down on, he drags a stool over to his side and sits down on the opposite side with Thorn, and they're just kind of in quiet conversation.
All right. I need a favor. I need someone to get into my bag, grab my last diamond, reload the defibrillator, and then grab the last Greater Restoration potion out of my bag and give it to me.
I'll go and grab
Feed me.
the stuff, reload the defibrillator, grab the greater healing potion, uncork it, grab Ken's face, open his mouth, and just shove it in.
Bottle and all.
Yeah. As the magic fills you, you feel that relief as one stack of exhaustion leaves you, and you kind of like lift your hand up and manage to pull the bottle out from your mouth as you now have a movement speed again, but you are still at half hit points.
Hold on,
Yeah.
we're not done, Ken. I pull one out of my bag, uncork it, and then just shove it down his...
Get ready to drink.
Chug, 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 chug.
3 stacks of exhaustion left.
It's like, you doing okay, or do you want me to give you one more? And I pull out my last one.
I would save that one. Because we still need to... I'm assuming we can't attack now because we have to recoup the army, so we have more time.
If they're
Stands
gonna give
up
us more time.
as you're
Air quotes more time, just like the air quotes. It was fine.
That, or we have to bum rush and just assault Titania on our own. Either way, not fun choices.
Nope, not at all.
Has kind of
What's
looks
the
over
worst that could happen?
and looks back at the door and puts one hand on Ken's shoulder. You did the right thing. We all would have died had you not. Don't second guess it. Squeezes a little tighter, and then she's just gonna follow Rose.
Bartender, a drink.
He looks over at you. Sorry, plaster in it. Leans back down to Thorn, starts talking to him again, and Thorn just kind of nods and raises a hand. He looks over and goes, all right, but only the cheap stuff. Grabs a couple of bottles that he has behind the counter. He'll give you guys a few drinks. He'll put the bottle and some glasses down over here, because this whole area right now, I'm going to go ahead and draw the same thing I kind of drew the first time you teleported in here. This whole area is now just covered
Crunch.
in debris there's still like little bits of wood and like model and daub plaster falling from the ceiling, like as things settle. You hear some faint creaking of like the timbers taking the extra weight from the structural change, but everything seems stable, and the rest of the patrons are now kind of turning back and going into like a hushed conversation, looking your way very frequently and not trying to hide it.
Man.
One more over. He would have gotten out of the rubble.
Well, since we're yay.
What's the plan now, guys?
That's the $1 million question.
Take stock, recover, see if we can't debrief any of the surviving members, see what they saw, and formulate a plan from there.
Okay. Do you think we're gonna have to go straight after Titania or go after this new tower thing that fell from the sky?
That dragon has to fucking go.
The radio?
But we're not gonna get anywhere near Ashrazalia with that thing still alive.
Did we see more than one thing fall? I know you said like the 3 objectives you guys did were the dragon that Taz was fighting, that weird thing setting up a perimeter, and the other thing. But is there more than just that one, or was that the only one you guys saw that fell?
Pretty sure it was just the one.
Yeah, it was just the one that they knew of, and they didn't even see it fall. They were told about it falling. It kind of precipitated everything. It fell, and then the armies attacked.
You'd love to hear it. You'd love to hear it.
Right. Only good things.
As you guys regather yourselves and kind of head over towards the table where Fed has set up a.
Real quick.
Hmm.
Sorry. I'll look over to Oni and remind him, hey, you're probably gonna need that book, so try to study up as much as possible.
That's right.
Because Murph, I gave you the wisdom book.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it wasn't last game. That was the game before. Oni has the wisdom book now because Ken opted to give it to him for the betterment of the party.
Was he not able to read it?
Not in time, no.
No, I had to. It reset on me,
happened,
so I was
didn't
like,
Yeah.
It reset on me. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it to someone that can actually put it to good use. And I'm just gonna focus on learning how to be a dragon.
Rose, where are you going?
Right now they're kind of just they picked a direction down the road and just started walking.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Get ambushed while you walk.
Imagine.
Hey, if some random bandit commoners want to come attack me, just burn off a little steam.
You kind of walk through Sarnau, and for Rose, you never saw this place in its heyday. You weren't here 20 years ago. Well, you were, but you were so small you don't remember it. And as you walk these streets, they are as you've always remembered them. Shuttered windows, closed doors, the lack of any like colored pennants or banners that just brought that sense of livelihood. This has been a they've fallen on rough times in the last 20 years or so until you started this rebellion. And since then has become more of like a kind of like a capital almost, but not well populated as your army is what you've been building.
Right.
You walk past a town square with this massive willow tree that kind of just sways gently in the wind beneath the greater canopy. Walking past a few of the Fae that live here as they look your way and give you a nod, recognizing you. You reach the edge of the camp with this large open field, or I guess not camp, the edge of the town. This large open field that you were told a long time ago used to host carnivals. Traveling performers that would go from town to town here within the Feywild and bring the mysteries and majesties of everywhere. But those things haven't happened in a long time. Not since Titania started her war. You sit down
Since she ruined everything.
on a stump, kind of just listen to the sound of the wind. Are you okay? Turn over your shoulder and you see his Taz is walking up behind you.
I don't know if I've ever been less okay. Honestly.
She sits down. Me either.
Yeah, no. God, Taz, I fucked everything up.
How?
We lost everything.
That wasn't
Everything we've been working on.
But that's not your fault. We have all been working towards that, and we built this together. It fell because there was a hole in our defenses, and we didn't see it. It wasn't your fault. I don't even know.
The army, everything. I almost lost you. Got Bastille.
Whatever has become of Bastille, it is not your fault either.
That one seems a little bit more my fault. Either way, everyone, they look at me and expect answers. The seeker of summer, whatever that even means.
They look to you because you lead them. They don't look for answers. They look for guidance. And any rational soldier understands that no one is perfect. They were upon us before we knew what happened. I was there when the spire fell. I was with Caraway. We were... She kind of smiles and chuckles to herself and then winces a little bit and kind of holds her arm. We were talking about Takashi, of all things. And it was like a crack of thunder. Like the sky ripped itself apart, and that thing fell from it. As soon as it hit the ground, everything around us changed. The armies were everywhere. The dragon was in the sky, and
If we were there, though, maybe it would have been different. If I could have just gritted my teeth, bared that stupid maybe everyone would still be okay.
She looks down at your arm, and for the first time she finally notices it. Then you did it. Listen. There is no point in asking what ifs. They attacked 15 minutes before you arrived. There was hardly any time for anyone to respond. You got there faster than if you had just been taking a shit at the edge of camp. Who knows what could have happened? But taking the path you took freed you of her. I am safe. Thorn is safe. We managed to get Caraway and Alaren's bodies out, so they'll be fine in a few days. Less dead in a few days.
Great. What do we do? Do we have a few days? Don't get me wrong, I want to go and beat the ever-living shit out of her right now. And I would go alone if I could, or if I thought it would work.
I don't know how we could get to her without going through the camp. At least passing close enough that... I think Ken is right. I think the dragon must be our first objective. Understanding what those creatures on the ground were, the spring, Eladrin, what they became. That might offer some insights.
Either way, I don't even know if we can go. Ken can't even hardly get up. Learn and fuck.
Fuck indeed. First things first, though. There's someone who needs both of us. Someone who's probably blaming themselves a lot more than you are.
What does he have to blame himself for?
He's the general. You're the seeker of summer, but he's the warden of winter. You've always been the light that leads us, but he was the blades that defended us.
Damn it. What if I just tell him to come here? It's not that I don't want to go back to everyone, but I don't know if I can sit and plan and figure out how to fix everything when I don't even know if we can.
Then send
And
for
you
him.
know that's
He'll come. You know. We must take care of ourselves. Each other. The three of us. Ken, Oni, and Aerith can plan. And when they have an idea, we'll be there to help them execute it. But right now, two of you and me. We just need each other.
Is that selfish? I mean, we're the one who called them here to do all this shit in the first place.
Yes. I guess it is. She does harbor a little grudge. We must be the best versions of ourselves before we can be the best versions of ourselves for others. If that makes sense. If you want, I can go and speak with them. I can tell them what I saw. Why don't I go and send Thorn?
Will you come back too? After?
As soon as I tell them everything I saw. Just
Plus,
listen.
you know, I'm kind of... I mean, I could burn a 6th level on ascending, I guess, but that seems a little...
She kind of looks down at her hand. They don't come back from being disintegrated, do they?
Chance.
He clenches her fist. You're right. You're right.
Just reach out and grab her hand as she tries to, like, get up.
She stops, like half motion, looks at you. I'll go get Thorn.
I don't know if it's what you want to hear, but thank you for doing it. It was kind of necessary.
She closes her eyes, and you see this 2 tears kind of just stream down either side of her cheeks. She nods. I know.
And if it makes you feel better, I've killed a lot of other people, not here. So one's not that bad, right?
Chuckles. I suppose in the grand scheme of things, one here or there.
If I can help it, it'll just be the one.
Nods. Wait here. I'll go get Thorn. And then I'll come and join both of you.
Okay. Tell them I'm sorry, and I'll be back.
I will. Kind of like brushes your hair out of your face, kisses you on the forehead. Wait right here. I'll be back. You see as she turns and kind of like there's a definite hitch to her step as she's walking. She kind of like holds her left side a little tighter.
I really need to learn healing.
Back in the tavern, what have you guys been doing?
I assume trying to brainstorm like where to go from here, right? Trying to figure out what the next step is, what we can accomplish in the shortest amount of time. But it's very clear we're going to need at least some rest. Oni's
Yeah.
looking at Kid like struggling over there.
Yeah. I'm just trying my best to rehash everything I've seen with like the half dragons and the fucking fey dragon itself.
Roll me a intelligence check.
Oh, disadvantage. But
Welcome to
I
disadvantage.
I have a ring of Blizzard's wit, so it's back to normal.
Hell yeah.
Also fair.
Hey.
As you think on it, you didn't really get much look at the Fey dragon itself. That was Takashi and Oni. But Oni, having experienced both breath attacks and the assaults of the half dragons, knows that they are of like kin. They basically the full dragon breath that hit him while he was in the air felt identical to the one that hit him from the half dragon on the ground. So they're of at least the same subspecies. And as you think on this, you remember that the half dragons started those battles as Spring Eladrin. And then you remember as you hear the door open and look over your shoulder to see Taz walking in, that Rose has one of those potions.
Oh shit. Sister. When you
Walks in.
how's Rose?
One moment. Just give me 1 moment. Phone. Kind of like looks up and goes, "They need you." He kind of nods, looks over at Fed, and smiles. Fed pats him on the shoulder. "I'll find him. We always do." And he'll get up and head out. "All right, sorry about that. Just had to take care of some business. What was that? What's going on?"
Did Rose pick up a bottle from one of the Spring Eladrins during our fight earlier?
I don't know. Did they?
Yes.
It was during the first battle. Taz wasn't there.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was the Spring Eladrin pulled out a bottle, but then we killed them.
Yeah, I
And
didn't give
from
him a
our
chance to drink it.
experience with the other fights afterwards, I think that bottle turns them into dragons.
What? I mean, yes, that's just what we saw of that other one that attacked us in the glade, but Rose has one of them?
Yeah,
All right, well,
picked it up.
Yeah. Whenever they're, I hope they're feeling better. First and foremost, whenever they're, ready to come back, please let them know to bring that bottle back with us full. I need to analyze it and see what's going on with it, and maybe
very
we
well.
can figure out a counteractive.
All right,
But
well,
first, first and foremost, I just hope you and Rose and Thorn are okay, and take whatever time you need. We'll be here.
we're alive. And for them, it's not so much of a risk, but I am alive, and I have all of you. I have all of you to thank for that. Especially you, Takashi. Your magic. I've rarely seen someone with so much martial prowess able to change the weather so quickly, but it turned the tide. Kept the dragon just far enough away from me to give me time to escape, so thank you.
Consider it an apology for shooting you last time I saw you.
Apology graciously accepted. She looks down, kind of at Are you guys still standing in the rubble, or have we moved over to the table?
We're
I
just
have to
sitting in
know.
the rubble
Yeah.
trying
Hanging
to.
out.
Yeah, we're like that post credit scene in Avengers 1 where they're all just sitting in the busted up restaurant
The
eating shawarma.
You're just in a
Yep.
Feywild Waffle House right now.
Yeah, pretty much. What have you done
Hell yeah.
anything with Alurin and Caraway's bodies? Because I know you rested them down before you transformed, so it's not like they were just
we
tossed to
should-
the ground, but they're just kind of like laying next to each other.
We should probably put them somewhere secure and respectful until they can recover.
How long does it take for the Fae to recover usually?
From our experience, a day or two. Longer if the body needs to reassemble itself. And she looks down at Alurin, who is decapitated. So Caraway will probably be up a couple days. I give Alurin maybe 3 or 4 before he's up and about.
If we
there
put his
any-
head back on his body, will that
Well,
speed it up?
is there any way to reconnect the head and his body?
Just stitch it back together. That is
Well,
true.
maybe
Mend
more
will
than
work. He's an object.
You,
Really?
Aerith, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
As you look down, kind of the
Ooh.
all right, you look over at where Alurin is resting, and he was in 2 pieces in one hand, and Ken just kind of set him down and put the head near where his neck is, and you see these tiny little tendrils of blood kind of growing out from the stump of his neck and the base of his head towards each other, like they're trying to
Ew.
reach out towards each other. Just these ever tiny little like tendrils that just creep out, and Taz looks over and goes, I mean, we could put it more back together, but it tends to just take care of itself.
Can I, well, hold on. Can I, grab the head, put it closer to the body so that these gross tendrils connect, and then cast Cure Wounds to hopefully speed up the process?
Situate yourself and adjust the neck, and the cut was clean. I mean, it was severed by a very sharp blade that was burning with its own native fire, so it was like half cauterized, and as you take it, you move it, it kind of still has that smell of cooked meat to it, as this only happened maybe 15-20 minutes ago. You adjust it nearby and attempt to cast out the Cure Wounds as you see those little tendrils latch on and kind of wrap around each other and begin tugging, but there's no target for the spell. You kind of hold it, but without... There's like a latent life force within a creature that the spell requires to bolster the healing effect, and that life force seems to be absent.
I tried.
Can I?
Mending.
See, he's an object.
Let's try. I mean, as shitty as this sounds, let me try mending on him.
I've thought a lot about this. Thought a lot about both aspects of this. So, as you see the Cure Wounds kind of hold in Aerith's hand before he just releases it, no target to be cured, you step over and approach with your multi-tool, your all-purpose tool, and begin casting out your mending cantrip.
I don't have that anymore.
Oh, you don't have that. That's
Oh
right. It got
my
absorbed
God.
into you.
Yeah.
I did not blow up.
Yeah. You begin casting out your mending cantrip, but there's something. You've mended things that used to be biological: wood, leather, cloth. All of these things originally start as living things, either the hide of an animal or the refined fibers of a plant, or the chopped branch. You've been able to manipulate those even though they were once alive, but your mending can't work on a living tissue, and as you attempt to cast out the spell, the tissue is alive, but the life force is missing, and so your mending fails.
Is
All
neither
right, someone
man
just
nor
stitch
object.
it back together.
That is it. That is what I have figured. The Fae in this state are not creatures nor objects. They just are.
Plant growth. No.
The ones that drink those potions that turn into half dragons and stuff, are they still like gonna revive themselves in a day or two, or are they done?
I have never seen such a creature, so I could not speculate. But if they were Fae, I would assume that they are bound to the same rules as the other Fae, that they will recover and restore themselves.
But the potion makes them no longer fit.
We would have to study it to be sure.
All right,
It
Ken,
could be.
get to studying.
Well,
Well,
first,
Rose have it.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
But like I said, just y'all go rest and recover, and whenever ready, we'll be here.
Are you sure?
I mean, well, I'll probably need to, as selfish as this might sound, I would really like to have the key to the mansion,
She
as well
smiles.
as I need to. My brain's just a jumbled mess. Dying again, just seeing everyone like this, it wrecks the nerves every time. I'm sorry.
It does.
Okay, potion. I need to analyze it. Need the mansion key.
Okay.
So if I can borrow your shoulder, let's I'll just come by, grab the potion and key, and then I'll head back up. Let
All right.
y'all have to come along.
I think they would like that. So, sure. I can
Do
tell
we
you.
have magic between everyone to get it? Does anybody have enough spell slots to open the door?
Yes, I have enough.
What are spell slots?
How many? Well, Aurora, you can only provide one casting because it has to be happening
Oh.
simultaneously. So it has to accrue to 7 across multiple creatures.
I can cast
I
a
have-
5th level.
Oh, I have a level 4 left.
Oh.
Okay.
I can do 3rd level.
It doesn't have to be exactly. It just has to be at least 7 levels of magic between as many creatures as can touch the key.
You guys just sounded kind of exhausted. I was a little worried you had wasted everything and you wouldn't be able to go into the mansion.
Good catch. That was a good catch.
Yeah.
As we'll stand up from the pile of rubble that we're all crouched around. All right. Well, there. Follow me. I'll show you where we're hovering, and we'll get the key and that potion for you. I can tell you what I saw, at least what led up to your arrival, and maybe that can help in one way or another shape the path that we'll take. Kind of like stands up half wincing and then looks as you stand up half wincing. Maybe you all could help. Like, we could just all go as a group and then head to Bastiles. He looks over at Fed. I'm sure Fed wouldn't mind being able to clean up his tavern a bit.
Yeah, and I look over and I deeply apologize for this. If you want, I will definitely do what I can to repair as much of the damage as I can before we have to leave. So
Roll,
I'm at your disposal.
roll me a persuasion check at advantage. Because he's been talking with Thorn, and now he is watching you guys very carefully. Well, I guess it would be at normal. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the norm.
You still have a D12 if you need it, because
You
you
do,
failed
actually.
the other one.
Yeah. Do I
Thank
need it?
If you want to use it, you can try.
Just use it. Just do
You
it.
know what?
Why
not?
It only lasts for like
There you go.
a couple minutes anyways, so.
Fed kind of looks up at the wreckage. Don't know how much time you'll have, but I wouldn't mind some help in the future. Just don't forget old Fed.
No, sir, I won't. You have my word. I'll help you fix things as much as I can. But right now, we need to rest and recover. So I'll try to be back up here. I was about to say first thing in the morning, but Feywild, I'll be back here in a couple hours.
Focus on yourselves. It's gonna take me a while to clean all this up and be ready for repairs. Gives you like a tight smile. Really?
Okay.
It's okay.
I still feel bad.
Was it intentional?
Yeah.
No.
Kind
of. Absolutely not.
From Rose, maybe.
Intentional to get here? Yes. To get here with a
Yeesh.
giant dragon to break everything? Probably not.
Don't worry about it. But if you do want to help, I wouldn't mind it.
Okay. Okay, sir. You got it. And then the can will get up and stretch and then ow. Stretch some more.
It's
And
always
then
right where the wings go back in. It just
let my
hurts.
yeah, and then I'll start lipping my ass out of the bar.
Okay.
Do you guys want to come with?
Yeah. She mentioned going to
Yeah.
Bastille, so it'd probably be a good idea if we were all there.
All right. Well, as you make your way through the town of Sarnau over towards where the campground fields are, where Rose is sitting with Thorn, Taz will inform you all of the same story that she had been speaking with Caraway. She won't tell you guys what she was talking about, but she was speaking with Caraway, and suddenly there was a crack of thunder across the sky, but with no lightning to follow it. And this 7-foot so diameter, maybe 15-foot tall obelisk, shaped in a rough kind of, almost like a thorn out of the ground, fell. And as it did, there was this pulse of magic across the forest, and the armies were upon them. They had no chance to hear anything from their scouts. They were just there, and the battle was all-encompassing. They heard the wing beats and the roar of the dragon, and so Taz took to the sky while Caraway ran for the Seeker's tent to check on the other leaders, and that was pretty much all that happened before you guys had a chance to show up. As you get to the clearing, we're going to go back in time just a little bit. As Rose, you sit in quiet, at least as quiet as the Feywild can get. The sound of birds and animals in the forest around you, constantly creating this like chittering din, and the wind in the trees. Taz has headed back to the tavern to go and debrief everyone. Is there anything you do while you're waiting?
Um, Not really, I guess. They'll just kind of sit, like, kind of slumped over, head on their arms, and just, like, watching out into the night, or twilight.
Twilight. You hear
Perpetual.
the sounds of scale armor kind of rustling against itself, and look over your shoulder to see Thorn is pushing branches out of the way and walks into the clearing. Hey, you.
Hey.
Walks up, just kind of sits down on the stump next to you.
Well, I'm really fucked up this time, huh?
I think we got fucked up, but
Is there a difference? I guess.
I guess not when you're in charge, right?
Taz said it's not my fault. I didn't
not.
mean to.
No. It's
Still
our
my
fault.
responsibility.
It's our responsibility, not yours. We do all this together, you know. That's how it's always been, right?
Yeah, of course. But, like, even if it's both of our faults,
It's
like,
more
individually
yours.
too.
No. No. If anything, I should have stayed with the army while you dealt with Colinde. I didn't need to be here. I just wanted to be there for Dad, and I should have stayed with them.
I needed you there. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to die. Is that more important than the war effort?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, actually. I was where I needed to be. You were where you needed to be. Taz was where she needed to be. And we all made it through it. So does that mean that this is what was supposed to happen? That doesn't seem right. Not after everything we fought for, right?
Doesn't seem fair. But I don't know.
Yeah. Huh. He leans into your shoulder and looks out into the trees with you.
I don't know if I just want to go home, Thorn. I don't know if I want to be here. I know that I have to be.
We can always leave. We take Dad, you, me, Taz, Wanderers back to the material, and we let Titania have the Fae. This place is no more home to me than it is for you. I spent my life in a prison cell, surrounded by monsters. I don't fight for this place, Rose. I've been fighting for you. I've been fighting for my dad. They're what's important. So if you're not sure this is what you want, let's get the hell out of here. But if you want this, if you want these people to know freedom, then I will fight with you to my dying breath.
I know. And I don't know. Can't just leave them. I'm supposed to be a hero, Thorn. This is what I've always wanted to do, to be. And I don't know if this is what I thought it would be.
I just wanted to be free. I wanted to live and laugh and love and see beautiful things and meet interesting people, and you and the Wanderers, you got me there.
And that's exactly what I'm sure everybody else wants to.
Be free.
Exactly.
Reaches up one hand and kind of just puts it on your other shoulder and pulls you into a tighter, half hug. sitting on this stump.
So, how do we do it?
I think we have to kill a dragon.
Oh, I
Ken
won't kill dragon. God
was
damn it.
right. Getting to Astrozalian through that thing is going to be impossible, and we always knew it was going to be a problem.
Right, but now it's sitting in the middle of our war camp, and
Yeah,
I mean, if it wants that, it can keep it, right? We could just go around.
no, that's kind of the whole point of like a strategic encampment, is to ensure that the paths around are more treacherous than going through an enemy encampment.
We'll just go around the long way.
We could walk the other way around the whole world.
Exactly.
Just go to the edge, climb down the side, monkey bar along the bottom, climb up the other side.
Thorn, do
Yeah.
you think the world is flat?
No, I know it's not.
Okay.
The Feywild
I
is
didn't
flat.
think so. What?
And as you are stymied by that, you hear another group of footfalls behind you, crunching on the sticks and leaves, and you look over and you see his Taz kind of holding one branch up, and Ken is at her side, beyond her, about another 5 or 10 feet, the rest of the party. And Taz smiles. They're gonna go stay at Bastiles while we recover our strength, but they were wondering if they could get the mansion key and the potion that you apparently picked up.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Quick stand up and brush off their pants and kind of just like look around the group. Right. Yes. The potion is here. I don't know what this thing is, but I'm assuming that's why you want it, right?
And I'll walk up, look at the potion. Yeah, I think that's it. And then he'll grab it, put it in his bag, look over to Rose and Thorn, and then bring them both in for a hug.
Oh.
Thanks,
Everything's
guys.
going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's just a minor setback. We're going to turn this around.
Can you
Believe.
please stop dying?
I'm learning.
How not to die?
He has told you guys not to die. You just refuse to heed his warning.
You refuse to stop.
Never gonna stop
I'm
dying.
learning. I'm gonna try. I can't make no promises, but I'm gonna learn, going to adapt, and be better. I think we can use that takeaway for multiple scenarios.
It's about
gonna get on-
improving.
Gotta get on better terms with death. Death with benefit, you know?
We'll be friends.
But yeah, well,
Thorn gives you the
I'm sorry.
pat on the back and goes, "Yeah, no, I know it, buddy. I know. We'll get through it, just like we get through all things, right?"
Exactly. All right, you guys take care, okay? I'll see you in a couple hours, because I don't want to say morning, because there's no morning.
Right. And
I'll see
Rose
you
will
after we've
take
rested.
the key like slowly off from around their neck and just hand it out to Ken.
I shall take said key.
Ken.
Hmm?
We need to help these people, right?
Yeah. That's what heroes
We-
do.
What heroes do.
We get battered and bruised and die a couple times, but we get back up smarter, better.
Can we do it without the dying? Is that an
I'm gonna
option?
use all of my brain cells to figure out a way to not die. But
Well,
I'm not gonna make the promise of not dying. That's too
to be
impractical.
to be fair, I didn't mean just you this time, though. I mean everybody. With the not
I mean,
dying, that I'd prefer it.
yeah. The only thing we can do is just prepare as best we can for all eventualities.
All right. I thank you. And I'm sorry for dragging you guys into this mess.
Think nothing of it. We're it's kind of par for the course at this point, so. And I wouldn't feel right leaving a realm to a crazy, tyrannical despot.
It's not ideal. I won't lie.
No. So we're gonna do what we can to make this place like it's supposed to be, like it was 20 years ago.
Okay.
We're gonna give you your proper home back.
This isn't really my home, you know? I mean, maybe I was born here, but it's you guys are my home.
Kenzu's gonna hug Rose again. Thank you. I understand what you're saying, but we'll figure things out.
We always do.
But first things first. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But rest.
Go away now.
Go away. Get out of here.
Yeah, Ken will like jokingly like punched him in the shoulder and then start walking away.
Thanks, Ken.
No problem, buddy. You guys take care.
Taz
And then we're gonna head back to the kitchen.
walks to the edge of the clearing with you guys. We'll come find you when we're ready. And let us know if you discover anything.
Will do.
He smiles and heads back to the others. The four of you walk back to Bastiles through the wrought iron gate fence and through his front garden, which is only about 40 or 50 feet long, across this half cobblestone path and into the small manor estate that he has here. It's quiet, just the kind of gentle flickering of arcane lighting as it activates on your entry. What are you guys doing?
Guess we'll go ahead and get this key prepped to activate. Aerith, you ready?
Yep.
You cast your 2 spell levels into it, a 4th and a 3rd. You see as the gemstones along the I don't know, the anatomy of a key, but the gemstones along the key light up with energy as it's filled with arcane potential, and as you kind of hold it in the air, the two of you, your hands overlapping around the key, turn it together, and a door manifests and swings open. You head in to Namur's mansion as made versions of yourselves drift in from down the stairs to take your gear, to bring you fresh clothing, whatever you so desire. So, grab you guys, put you on Namur's mansion. So what you guys doing in the mansion?
I will help
Just-
Ken with whatever he needs.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, getting some casual clothes, because holy. And then I guess I'm going to try my damnedest to analyze this potion and see if there's anything we can glean from it
Okay.
that could potentially reveal a weakness.
Deactivate your armor, the dragon children, or not dragon children, the small draconic cat-sized components of your armor hit the ground, start scurrying around. Take off the sweaty undergarments, put on fresh ones provided to you here, and head into your workshop. Aerith accompanies you. What about you, Takashi and Oni?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Oni's go with like he's not really into type of comfort that the mansion provides. He's probably gonna hang out like he did before outside of the mansion,
Okay.
and just take some time probably to get his trance in while they do that.
Okay.
And then since Ken told him to like buckle down on that book, he'll probably just focus on that.
Okay. Cool. Alrighty. What about you, Takashi?
I'm not magically inclined, so I can't really help them.
The
Hey,
breath
maybe you can
attacks
use
were...
your know-how with the pellets and stuff. Maybe you could.
I'd have
Help
to
with-
gather the. Oh, to help with the book with the ingredients? Or not the book,
No,
the potion?
the breath
No,
attacks for
yeah.
the dragons were poison, weren't they?
They dealt
Necrotic.
necrotic damage
Necrotic.
and seemed to. We'll leave that for the investigation.
Yeah, I meant help them, because if Ken figures out what you need, you're the best person to be able to go gather it up.
No, I get it. Okay, yeah, then I'll help you guys then. If you think it'll be valuable. I really need to use this.
Okay. All right. So as the three of you head into the mansion, get comfortable, and then meet up within Ken's workshop for his for the investigation. Ken, go ahead and roll me either investigation or arcana at advantage. So normal, because you are still at least one stack of exhausted.
Yeah, I think I'm going to use my last flash for this, because I think I'm at my last one.
Okay.
Normal, Arcana and investigation are equal, so I'm doing Arcana. That
Okay.
seems more apt.
Can you use the puzzler's wit thing if you use the investigation?
You can only get
Oh, never
one
mind,
stack of advantage versus
You rolled really well anyway, so it's fine.
26.
26.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
As you sit down, the first thing that strikes you, this is alchemy. Not like herbalist, the kind of alchemy that Ariston did back at the guild hall to
Make potions.
make potions. Thank you. I lost that entire phrase of making potions. I'm like, man, what was it that he did?
He did something.
This
He's been making our lifeblood.
Right.
Dr. Pepper
This-
and Light.
has an air of artificery to it. there are
Huh?
aspects of the craft here that
To be honest, that doesn't
seem
surprise me.
derivative of artificery. In addition, you look over the vial that this is in, and this seems like a whole different type of craftsmanship than the Fae. The Fae are usually very flamboyant, and they tend to make things that are beautiful or organic. This is very mass-produced. It's kind of like a pure cylinder vial, about 8 inches long, maybe about an inch and a half in diameter, with metal caps at either end. And the metal cap at one end has an in-press button that you can kind of push in that pops the top open, that then enables the drinking of the draft.
Fuck me. I think Ken says that like out loud. Why does this shit have a tinge of artificery in it? Oh gosh, is there another fucking evil artificer out there? Damn it, people are just ruining the image and reputation of artificers. This bullshit.
Roll me a history check, Ken. Also, this is also at advantage. Actually, I'll let you do one normal, and Aerith, can you roll me a history at advantage as well?
Okay.
History. I'm decent at those too.
Sure.
Hey.
Okay, good.
Hell yeah.
Good. Both of you guys that was both good rolls. You remember finding an intro to artificery book in one of your nemesis's lairs. A nemesis who dabbled in potion craft, who transformed people into dragons.
It always comes back to that asshole.
It's like a cockroach. Can't kill it.
Analyzing this, though, you have that like flash to that moment in the basement before the modified version of Thune broke free as an incarnated Tiamat. This is far more refined than what you had found in that basement, and doesn't have the tinges of the various aspects of chromatic to it. There's a lot of Fey energy coming off of this, the same kind of arcane power that you feel from Rose, from when Thorn's chaotic magic goes off.
Quick question. Will we explode if I open the book dimension?
Pocket plane.
Bro,
in a
didn't you
pocket
mention
plane.
something about the Mansion Key and Book Dimension Key combining?
No, I think that initially initially the book dimension key was the mansion key, and then I stripped the mansion part out from the library. But if you wanted to open up the book dimension in here, Aerith, you could.
Okay.
Could
It
we
wouldn't cause you
smash
to
them together?
explode. It just might not work, is what I'll say.
I don't know.
Just duct tape the two keys together.
I'll wait until we get more information on this potion, and see if we need to gather more and open the book dimension outside of the mansion.
So far, what you have done is you have examined the vial. Ken popped open the top and gave it basically just a sniff, but you haven't interacted with the vial, like the contents, at all. If you have further ways you want to examine it, there may be more information you can glean.
Actually,
Don't you have alchemist supplies?
I have no. Um.
No.
No.
Wait, do I? Hold
I
on.
thought
Thought you were doing it for me.
cannibalism kit, which is kinda.
Kind
I
of.
have
I think Takashi
alchemist.
has.
Yeah, I have
alchemy,
alchemist supplies. I got a poisoner's kit.
I can actually use this.
I do have alchemist supplies.
Okay.
No, wait, I do.
No, wait, do I? What I'm gonna do is that I'm going to step out of the mansion and open the book dimension, and I'm gonna look for a book that will help me understand how to separate or determine the contents of a potion.
Hey, all right. Roll me investigation.
This is gonna be interesting.
Okay, 23. As you head out into the mansion, you look over and can see Oni kind of cross-legged in his trance, resting while you guys are investigating within the pocket planes. You turn and open another metaphysical door in reality and step into the book dimension. It doesn't take long. You find a pretty comprehensive guide on how distillation works and the breaking apart of constituent parts, as well as an arcane, it's kind of like, so are you making poisons or out of animal toxins and herbs, or are you using arcane elements? And you find one of each book that can help you discern those aspects.
I'm not able to take the books out, am I?
No.
Okay.
So you would have to kind of study that process here and then bring that back to the mansion.
I'll study it and then I'll write it down in my Ogma book.
Okay.
Just to see if he can help me along as well.
Okay. Roll me another investigation. Okay. As you dig through to find what you're looking for, you find the processes that you need and kind of write them into your workbook. Okay. There was no response from Ogma in that moment, but he tends to just let you work and then comes back when you're not paying attention with his insights. You take your notes out of the book dimension, and by this time when you step out into the rest of the mansion, you look over and Oni is sitting in one of Bastile's armchairs with the book out in front of him, and you realize that you were reading in there for about 5 hours.
Oh, shit.
In order to find the information, copy it over effectively, it takes you some time. Ken and Takashi, while Aerith goes to get the information he needs, what are you doing in the camp? Or in not the camp, the mansion?
I want to test something, but can
Said all
I?
the damage was necrotic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Were you ever hit by one of the breath attacks, Takashi?
I got hit by the actual dragon.
And no, Oni got hit by the dragon, the big
we
dragon.
kind of all got hit, I think.
We all got hit by it.
Okay, roll me an
The
insight
big,
check,
big one.
Takashi.
Insight. Should be somewhat decent at this.
13.
Should be.
It was
Should be.
definitely necrotic damage. As you tend the wounds, you can see the telltale signs of decay, withering, kind of like that flaking of the skin, that blackening of it, where you kind of just rip the scab off to get the fresh red skin beneath, and then bandage that up so that it can heal correctly. There was also something about there were lights within the shadows that you saw. Each time that black and green billowing smoke washed over you, you could see little wisps of energy drawn back up into the smoke, away from you.
So it's like a suck breath.
Suck breath.
Great explanation.
Yes. I call it life stealing, but suck breath works really well too.
Yep. Suck breath. My vast
Ah, the old
arcane
suck
knowledge tells me it is the suck breath. How would I counter that? Question, actually. This is kind of a bit out there, but you know how people, they can like poison themselves and build up an immunity to it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If we were to poison ourselves and they use the suck breath, could we get it to hurt them instead?
It's possible. I mean, you'd have to understand what aspect is being drawn and poison that aspect, but
Poison
if-
your own life force.
yeah, if they're eating you, why not? Sure, go for it.
What's the worst that could happen?
Wasn't there? I feel like there was a game or an anime or something where they did that, where they were like, "Hey, we gotta." Oh, it was fucking Final Fantasy 14, where they were like, "Hey, we gotta tame these big monsters, so we're gonna go ahead and put a bunch of like sleeping drugs on this dude, send him in to get eaten, and that'll put the big monster to sleep." It's pretty much
Oh,
When
yeah.
the fuck was that?
that was I want to say
That's-
it was the Melee DPS quest line.
Viper.
Yeah, it was the Viper quest. That's what it
Oh,
was.
in Dawn Trail?
Yeah, in Dawn
Oh.
Trail. It was fucking brutal, man.
I was
One
just
was-
like, I don't remember that in the MSQ. What? This is what I get for not playing
I-
Melee.
I completely forgot about that, but yeah, preferably not one of us sacrifice ourselves for that.
So
just-
actually, there
Concoct
is.
it up with poison, and I'll have the Echo carry it and just dive into the dragon's mouth. Easy.
I mean, that's a viable solution.
That works.
There's
Now we
also
can-
there's
we can
actually
poison the life dragon.
there actually is an anime. It's relatively new. It's about a writer who is very suicidal,
Oh,
and
I think I
every
know.
time he gets attacked by like monsters that like want to eat him, they end up dying themselves because his constitution is just so poisonous to life. So
Oh no.
but he's still like walking around like fit as a fiddle ish, but like anything that like bites
He just wants
him
to
or
die so
absorbs
bad.
his life just
Right.
dies instead.
I know we could find a poison where it's like humanoids aren't affected by it, but like dragons are like
Only
ooh,
dragons?
dragon blight. I don't know. I don't know if there's an actual disease that only affects dragons or something.
I mean, you could ask
I'd
one of the
rather not
dragons, I
because
guess.
that could really, yeah, you
know what? That's a fair point.
Ken slowly raises his hands. I don't
Maybe
think
not.
I can handle that.
That
You'd
is
be your
a
guinea
now
pig.
very
part
fair
dragon
point.
myself. Hey Taz, what kills only dragons?
What is your biggest vulnerability? If you had to guess.
Oh, right now, her biggest vulnerability, Rose.
Yeah.
Alright, so we find what the dragon really likes and we use it against them.
I mean, that's not a bad
Titania?
attack.
I was gonna say probably Titania. Hey dragon, we got Titania. Haha. Wait a minute, why don't we just kill her? Fuck.
We disguise ourselves as Titania.
I mean, I could
Pretend like
turn.
we captured her.
I could literally turn into Titania, whether it fools him or not, the dragon or not.
Ooh, idea. Can I summon justice and like hover it over the vial and see if the dragon slaying effect will activate, or at least like some swarm of like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking out. Like
Like a response in any way.
Basically,
Like
use
a
the
litmus test to see what reacts.
A reaction.
God
Sword
Yeah.
litmus test.
As you
response
summon,
reaction.
roll me an insight check.
Oh,
You
okay, this
summon
one.
out justice, and the flash of divine platinum flames, the long sword manifests. You hold it out, and there is a reaction, but you're not sure if it's from the sword or from you. You sense draconic energy, draconic life force within the vial. Definitely dragon, but not in any of the chromatic aspects that you know of, or metallic aspects. It seems foreign. What was the gasp?
Sorry.
It's not a gem dragon.
Oh. That was my gasp.
Oh.
Questions for later.
You would know that justice is mostly about laying low chromatics. So it's not all dragons it reacts to. It's mostly just the chromatics, because they were the ones that
I like to
are
destroy
against
everything.
Bahamut. Yeah. Bahamut doesn't really have much of a problem with the gemstones because they're not innately evil.
They're neutral.
So at the
Okay.
very least, could I make a pellet that negates like maybe it doesn't negate the necrotic damage. It'd be nice if it did, but like it just negates them being able to heal off of it.
Potentially. I mean, you're in the Feywilds, so there's a lot of very interesting foliage
Or-
around here that you can use.
At least reduce the damage.
Yeah, actually,
Grind up
the
one of those
divine
flowers.
plant.
Yeah, grind up one of those flowers into a pellet and just snort it.
What can I make out of that? Just a pellet. None of the downsides, all the benefits.
It's just speed.
I mean, it would depend on how you refined it. Takashi hasn't really spent much time looking into the pellets since it was Nicholas, or not the pellets, the Celestial Lotuses, since Nicholas was the one who was here with them back then.
And to be fair, I'm also following like a scroll that says, "Oh, if you want this effect, here's what you do." It's step by step. It's not like I'm very good at making shit up on the fly.
But you have been doing it long enough that you can appropriate some of those skills and potentially.
I get that, but
Experiment.
using a divine flower, I only
Yeah,
get
what do you
one of
expect
them.
would happen?
Like trial and error, maybe, but it's like, all right, you got one thing you've never seen before. You got one go. Make it good.
Don't
So
fuck
you-
up.
How do you think we learned anything? You know, you miss 100% of the shots you
Yeah.
don't take. That's only been you.
Oh,
Exactly.
who wants to give up their flower then?
I have
You
mine.
can't just ask that. That's crude, man. Assuming everyone here still has their flower.
Yeah, I was about to say, does everybody even still have their flower?
No, I lost mine when I was like 18.
Nicholas still has his flower.
Oh no, Nicholas. Poor Nicholas.
I send a
In his
sending to
inventory.
Nicholas.
Holding out for Misha the whole time.
And then Ken comes and snipes her out from under you.
Sorry, I couldn't.
No, you're good.
I could not resist. Yeah, I mean, anything you guys want to investigate, we can.
Well,
Yeah, I think
How much time
think
do we have?
if Takashi can find a way to, at the very least, reduce the damage of that dragon breath, that can go a long way just with that.
Yeah, I think I'll make that my priority instead of fucking around with a flower and seeing what I can do.
Roll me a. Oh, God, for Takashi figuring this out.
It's not
Investigation.
intelligent.
It
Yeah.
has to be an intelligence. It's
Hey, you know what?
Investigation or
I
Arcana.
got proficiency in investigation.
okay. 16.
Hey.
It's
Roll
not
a
terrible.
16.
You spend the next few hours kind of poring over the scrolls that you have that offer you these different resistances and bonuses, and how they utilize the herbs and minerals within the material plane, as well as the outer planes, pretty much the elements of the world itself. The necrotic damage is caused through some draining of life force. And as you kind of like start analyzing all of this and talking with Ken, Ken informs you of the nature of the Fae here, that they don't die. And I think you probably knew about this through other conversations, but that the life is kind of this perpetually feeding environment here. They spent days here traveling, and aside from the exhaustion from exhortation, you don't really end up feeling that just day-to-day tired. You don't get anything beyond a kind of neutral, annoying hunger. Nothing that could threaten you, and no one can dehydrate or starve to death. So life within the Feywild is everywhere, and it's potentially possible to utilize the herbs here within the Fey to create maybe not a way of gaining resistance, but a way of mitigating that. Well, I guess it would kind of be a resistance, mitigating that drawing effect by bolstering that connection to the Feywild. You'd have to go out into the wilds around Sarnau to see what's available in order to really know whether it's possible to add that to the list. But you have a pretty decent idea of what you'd be looking for.
Okay. That's better than nothing. I'll take it.
What were you up to, Ken, while Aerith is investigating distillation processes?
Well, I guess I'll put a bookmark on. Well, not really a bookmark. I guess he'll realize that he won't really get an effect from justice, considering this is a Fey dragon. Fey dragons aren't really chromatic, so I don't think I'm gonna get that bonus with it if we engage it. So I guess he'll pay more attention to, like, how the fuck did we get? I guess he's just gonna rack his brains. Like, I'm sure we killed Doom. Like, he should be dead. So how did artificery get into the Feywild? Like, Doom's dead. Eric's super dead. Like,
Did you leave anything behind when you were in the past?
mm-mm. Oh,
No, I could think of one thing.
well, I did
Wasn't
make
part
that
of
automaton for the inn, but unless you have like prior knowledge, there's no one should be able to like reverse engineer it and like learn artificery that way. That's
You roll me
impossible.
an insight check. Just like, this is kind of like a moment of insight to see if you can just epiphany an idea.
I mean, out of
Yeah,
character, Nicholas gave her the glasses.
I'm still at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
No.
You definitely killed Thune. You killed Thune, and then he got back up and you killed him again. Not only that, but you destroyed all of his research on how the dragon children were made. You burned it. The only people in all of creation that have any understanding of that process are you and Aerith right now. Or so you think.
Aerith has the book
Where's the
on
book?
the intro book.
Aerith has which one?
The book, the intro to artificery book, because so
I gave
that's
it to
secure.
Mia.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gave it to Mia.
So Mia has it now.
Yeah.
So that's safe.
What is it that most learned scholars do? What is it? How did Ken learn his skills?
Learned it from Sid. Like
Mhm.
80% Sid and 20% reading books.
Mm-hmm.
You're the teacher.
You had
Did he have a
teacher.
student?
Evil artificers are multiplying.
I mean, we don't know
They're
necessarily
spreading.
that it's an evil one. Like, we don't know who actually picked it up. They could have went out, if they love to play tricks. There's a good chance they might have came across as like well intentioned and just learned it. We know, what is it, Lawton?
Yeah, that's like the mecca.
Them and goblins. Like, there's a good chance somebody from the Fae was like, "Man, look at what this guy whipped up in the past for us. Let's go find out what this is all about."
That seems neat.
Shit, you could be right.
Did you teach anyone anything when you were in the past?
No.
Show them a cool
Oh.
trick. Like,
You guys
hand
barely
them off
even
a
gave
weapon.
them your names, man.
Gnome.
The only thing I did was traded services for the credits because we needed credits to buy stuff.
Did you
because-
build an automaton for the?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I built a homunculus servant for the inn to help them like clean up and I guess bring like customers. Like, oh wait, look, what is this thing? And then,
I feel like they could have used that to learn some stuff.
They reverse.
but again,
engineered
like, how? Like, where would they even begin with reverse engineering?
How smart did you make it? Maybe they could ask it. Like, hey, how do you do this?
I mean, it would be so smart. It's like just under like it can't talk. It was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just like a
It's like a cleaning robot.
it was like a
right?
it was a lotus flower with like
Oh, you made a robot.
hands to clean stuff.
So
Essentially a Roomba.
I'm just throwing stuff out. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is good. This is exactly what I wanted from the game.
brainstorming. Yeah.
Not a character. Nicholas left the glasses, but that's not artificery in the slightest.
I'm sure she definitely won't use that for anything either, though.
I mean, I don't feel like there's not much use for that. It's like, oh, now I can't see magic.
Well, you say that, but we did just encounter a 7-foot spire that started disrupting.
Right. Came out of fucking nowhere.
How do you get that from glasses?
I mean, how do you think artificers work, bro? Cade in our Strahd campaign just picked up some twigs and leaves and stuck it together, and he had a robot dog running around.
And he made it
That's
stop.
true. That's true.
It's like an American family's like, with this stick and this gum, he puts it together. I have an M4.
That was 100% right.
Don't underestimate it, bro. Like, every little action has a ripple effect. I'm sure we've done shit that has had a big impact that we haven't even considered.
Yeah. Probably.
I mean, definitely. I mean, we went back in time. There was two Nicholases talking at once. It's like, I don't want to think about what happened. That's not my fault. That was your guys' fault. I wasn't there.
But I didn't do it. That wasn't me.
You forgot, dumbass.
You forgot. I had to remind them.
So great. So great. We're our own worst enemies, always.
Yeah, I think we're getting something. I think someone here like, oh, this is cool. How do we yank someone from Lantern? It's my guess, and I'm just hoping whoever this creator is can be talked with, and it's not evil.
Yeah, because like right now, it's the container that we're kind of hung up on the artificery on, right?
Yeah, it's
Yes, the container is more elegant and sleek, more like modern looking than you normally see for things built here in the Fae, which tend to have more of an organic, natural look. And there are signs of artificery both in its construction as well as the construction of the potion itself, the alchemical creation of it.
So it's an alchemist artificer.
Yep. That would be my best guess.
Do we
Is that better?
know any alchem? Well, the subclass is
Mhm.
kind of so.
And Sid's the battlesmith. I was previously a battlesmith, but now I'm an armorer. Garrett was the fucking artillerist.
Mhm.
I think Doom was like not even a subclass of artificer yet.
He was just
He's
a
like level
wizard.
1. Oh
He
yeah.
just had
Great
like
wizard,
a yeah. He was just a crazy wizard.
When you say modern, is it modern like whatchamacallit, Takshi's home? How they had the modernized stuff, or is it like way more modern?
More modern Sword Coast. It's not quite the levels that you would see in Acheron, but it's closer to like the potions and vials you guys get from Manon's, but more like mass produced. Like standardized is the feeling you get from it. Everything kind of just has this wasn't crafted just for this purpose, like this was some ordained purpose. This was crafted as part of an ongoing armament. I thought you guys were just going to get the vial. I didn't think you'd actually get potion too, but you killed that guy before you could drink it. So now you get so much more info.
You said he had a potion in his hand.
Yeah.
I didn't
You're
know
like,
what
"Do
it
that."
was. I got scared, so I shot him a bunch.
A lot of times.
I
And
feared
so
for my
I
life.
shot him.
Shoot, 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 shoot.
Yup. And as you look down at your kind of the
Is
notes,
there
that
a
you've been
label
keeping,
on it, like made by?
Signed at
there
the bottom.
is an insignia kind of pressed into the glass, but it's not
Mhm.
one that you recognize. It's
Anybody
kind of
have
like
legend lore? That would be a good spell for this, actually.
No.
No, I don't think I even have access to that.
Oh, the mirror's broken. I was like, can we use the mirror on it?
Yeah.
No, the
Mia
mirror's
broke it.
broken, and yeah, Mia broke it, and it can
I
broke
only,
it.
It can only show like a few. What was it? A few days.
I mean,
like,
if you
such old
want.
magic.
So with my ruby weave, I can pick up a spell like in the morning. If you wanted me to pick up legend lore, I could. You'd just have to ask me to.
Yeah, we need as much information as possible. So I vote yes on that.
Okay.
If anyone else has any other ideas.
What is
Sounds like a good
the
one to me.
symbol? Like a picture of something, or does it look like anything? Like I know
It's
you said we
kind of
don't
a-
recognize it.
Yeah, it's like a octagonal shape, with the top northwest and northeast sides slightly extended to give it almost a diamond look, but still heavily faceted. And in the middle, there are these like intricate lines that kind of carve in at straight lines and turn at like 90, 60-degree angles to form this almost like spiraling pattern around the letter E.
Mm.
Do we know anyone with like an E?
Auntie Ethel. Sorry, I had to.
No, nothing's coming to mind.
Did you? I mean, you could try identify on it. I don't know if that would do anything more than what you already know, but
Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, wait, let's see if we have the spell slots.
I don't think it would tell you like who made it, but it could at least maybe like.
Yes, we do. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. It is known as a draft of draconic form. And or draconic transformation. Sorry, gotta get the word correct.
Mhm.
Hold on. Wrong
Is
side
it
of
an
my
actual potion, or is it something you made?
no, this is something I made up.
Okay.
As an action, this creature, or as an action, you can drink from the flask. When you do, you transform into a draconic form alike to your own. Actually, no. This one is heavily tuned to Fey. you get the feeling that anybody not Fey would probably not react well to it.
Well,
It transforms you into that stat block. You gain a number of temporary hit points equal to your current hit points on top of the Fey Dragon's normal hit points. So if you have 100 hit points left when you drink the potion, then you go into that dragon form with its hit points plus 100 temporary hit points.
Jesus.
Death is the only release from this transformation.
Oh, I was about to say, well, that means Rose can drink it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe not.
Absolutely not.
just
I'm not
have
letting
to
my
die.
Permanent transformation.
I'm not, no. I'm not letting Rose touch this.
Sounds like fun. Permanent transformation.
Right?
Did the Tiger soldiers know that?
I assume so. Although, I don't know.
If,
I just have to
if
shrug.
if not, oh boy. Yeah, someone's got some explaining to do.
So they have an artificer, alchemist somewhere. We have a dragon we need to kill, and then after that we get to Tanya, and then we also have to figure out where the rest of the army went, if they even survived.
Right. Also, the only other thing I can think of for the potion is you could try to scry from it, but I don't know how that would work exactly. Because, like, if it,
All right,
I don't know if you have to know the person you're trying to scry.
You have to have an idea at least.
An idea. Okay.
Creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. You can have heard of the target, have met the target, or be familiar with the target. You can have a likeness or picture, a possession or garment, or a body part.
Possession, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we have a possession technically, but
We could try that. Anyone know scrying?
Nope.
Aaron, you had Nicholas's spell book. He gave you his entire
you
spell
are
book.
the worst wizard.
You know,
had
I
just
would
wanted
probably
to
have
do
Eric
all the
killed and bring
spells,
up a new
all the
character.
custom spells. So
Actually,
many spells.
Hey, guess what, guys? I have scrying.
Oh,
You
thank
do?
God.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Hell yeah, go scrying. Go fishing
Right.
for you.
All right,
Try
let's go
that
grab
later, I
Rose.
guess.
All right. Well, I think Rose would need to rest. So
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
up.
I have no spell slots.
as we wrap up this day, well, Aerith returns with his knowledge of distillation, but it is getting late, and with the day's endeavors and the morning's training, your bodies are starting to just kind of have that gentle fatigue of definitely needing to get some rest. Do you want to do your additional experimentation tonight, Aerith, or wait till the morning?
I'll wait until the morning.
All right. Then is there anything anyone else wanted to do that night?
I'm going to send a sending to my fiance.
Hell yeah. Oni, you can knock, let's call it 12 hours off the book since you tranced and then have just been reading. Was there anything else you wanted to work on?
Nah, he's just Kim mentioned it. I didn't even know that book was a thing. So he's just gonna full commit. That's
Okay.
what he's gonna do throughout the night.
Alrighty. See, actually, let's do 16 hours because it'll be that long until everyone's kind of up and about again.
All right.
As soon as everyone else left Rose, Taz, and Thorn like out in the clearing, and Rose just kind of sits there and just like, well, I was gonna suggest we go back to Bastiles because we don't really have anywhere else to go, but they just kind of went there, and that seems awkward. It's like when you say goodbye to somebody and then you follow them.
Oh, that would be my fault. I suggested it. I felt like we should get out of Fed's hair, seeing as
Right,
we
yeah.
destroyed his tavern.
Seems prudent to leave him alone for a little bit. Do you know anywhere else? Do you want to just... We could sleep outside,
I
I
don't mind camping.
guess.
Oh, I never really mind sleeping under the stars. Although, here it's just gonna be
The
twilight.
sun. Right. I don't even think I own camping gear anymore.
Let's just go back to Bastiles. It's a big manor. You know they're just going straight into the mansion.
Yeah. It still feels weird, but...
She looks over at Thorn, kind of goes, yeah, maybe a little, but at least it's somewhere safe, and we'll just go to, my room, lock the door. They won't even know. It's fine. They won't know till tomorrow. We just sneak past.
Enter the place and Oni's just right there. Just, oh.
Or we could sit out here and just be for a little bit before we go back.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
She
At least.
sits down on the log on the other side of you, Thorn. They kind of like flank you from either side.
Just dragged everyone into my mess, didn't I? Even you guys.
I chose to be here. That moment during the Starfall Council, I made my choice. Your friends chose to follow you here. They made their choices. And technically, if you really want to, blame somebody, it's my fault. I'm the one that brought you here, because I heard Dad was still alive. If I could have just been content, we could have left all this alone.
I wasn't gonna stop you from meeting your dad.
Right?
Just didn't know it would turn into a war.
Well, when we chose to try to overthrow Titania, we kind of did. But
Yeah.
we saw what was happening. This place was dying. And for the Feywild, that can't be good.
No. I'm tired of being sad. Can we do something fun?
Sure. Go find a tavern without a hole in the roof and have some drinks. And then we can stagger on back to your father's house, go to your childhood bedroom, and enjoy the rest of our evening. She kind of smiles. Although, we should probably just be gentle. I'm very wounded. Everything hurts.
Yeah, me too. But, what else is new?
Right.
It's
All
fine.
right.
I feel great.
He looks
13
at
hit
you.
points in a dream.
It's all going to be okay. It will. We'll get there. It's the journey. And the ones that make the best stories, the ones that you've told to the Fae of this world, that you've brought from your life on the material, the heroes of those stories are not heroes because it's easy. They're heroes because they don't give up.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you as you avert your gaze, takes your chin, turns you towards her. You are my hero. You have overcome so much. Do not let this setback destroy that. We will overcome it. We will win.
Okay.
Now, let's go have some drinks and then go find out. Well, we'll find out in the morning what they were able to find out about that potion you picked up. You can tell me about. Let's talk about anything.
Anything else?
Kinda,
You can tell stories. You have more fun things to talk about, right?
I have a few that might be appropriate, but yeah. All right. She kind of like stands up, holds out her hand to both you and Thorn. Thorn reaches up and grabs one hand, pushes himself up. She kind of like winces, and all three of you with a cumulative less than like 40 hit points stagger into the town to go find a tavern. You tell stories that night of heroes of old, the legends that don't speak of the drastic levels of pain and loss, but still cover the sacrifices that these heroes have to make to gain what the world needs from them. And it's not a jovial night. There's no way to turn the day around from the solemn beginning, but it strengthens resolve. You eventually head back towards Bastile's. Taz definitely handling the alcohol a lot better than you guys. She's kind of like holding you two up and directing you down the road. You stagger through the house. Oni, you can hear the door open and close behind or downstairs, and the shouts of them coming in, and Taz being like, "Well, we know they're in the mansion, but you just try to keep your voices down, maybe." And Thorn's like, "I can't keep my voice down. It's not loud." They stagger into their room. Their long rest. Everyone can hit that long rest button.
Yay.
No one is visited tonight. Ken, you do get a reply. Let me type one out.
So 1d6 plus 2. 12 plus 2.
Ah.
I will say, for mechanical reasons, Rose, you know they came out and found you that night. Like Aerith came out and found you and let you know what spells were needed so that you could pick them up in the morning.
Okay.
Just to be able to give you guys the information.
You walk in on all of them downstairs.
Just like, hey, Rose. Oh, God.
Alright, well, you all awaken the next quote-unquote morning at the end of your rest. Who wants to start us off on this day?
Ken's gonna be immediately getting back to work. I guess, well, he's gonna eat. Um, mm, I should probably like take the time to like actually like train and then resume my research and then go find Rose and ask them if there's any spell that could read the history of an object, aka legend lore.
Yeah. All right. So morning trainings then? Is that where we want to start?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead.
It's been a minute. What was I rolling for blind fighting? It's been a little while.
Wisdom, because it's based off of your perception and your ability to detect around you.
Boy. I think I'm also rolling wisdom. For no, I think I rolled charisma for Gift of the Metallic Dragon. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Gift of the Metallic, yeah, charisma.
Okay.
Cartomancer. Ring of Puzzler's Writ.
Ah, damn it.
All right, so it's 1d6 for Ken. Cardo is 4d6 for Aerith. 3 for Oni. What was Rose working on?
Charisma ASI.
Okay.
How does that look? Just intense flirting.
You know.
It's more. It actually would come off a lot as like.
Making a speech and reviewing it.
Yeah, kind of. You know,
Public
like.
speaking.
Yeah, going over public speaking. You know.
Talking to Thorn.
Talking to Thorn. You know, talking with Taz in not that kind of open, like, vulnerable way, but with them actually listening as armies would listen. Let's call that one 3d6 for Rose.
Do I need a roll for athlete? was
That would
off
be
my-
strength.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Yay, strength.
No.
Or do you
Yeah.
have proficiency already in athlete?
Hmm?
Were you
No,
going for?
so for athlete,
The
he
feet.
did the feet.
Oh, okay. I see what I did. I'm looking at my notes now. I see what I got. Okay,
Not
cool.
athletics.
1d6. Yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault.
No, you're good. Because technically for athlete, you can buff your strength or your dex.
Because that's
Are
fair.
you buffing your strength to 10?
No, he
No,
probably
my
is working on his
My strength's
dex.
fine. My dex is maxed out, and I can't get any higher.
That's true. That's true. Okay.
Don't think I buffed my strength either, because... Because I really wanted it for, like, if I go prone, I can just immediately get back up.
Yeah. You can kick to your feet. All right. Well, breakfast is had. You train. As you wrap up your training that morning, Ken, you find the meditations tumultuous and complicated. The
You
presence
fall
of that
asleep.
power is no. The presence of that power is almost imposing, almost scary after having it overwhelm you yesterday. You've been pretty careful not to hold Ascalon for too long, but yesterday's endeavor, as well as reaching out to Solace in order to bring Aerith from the brink of death back, was a lot of weight put onto that, and like a tether, it feels thin, and you don't want to stress it too hard. So unfortunately, not much progress towards your gift made that day. Aerith, within the comfortable, beautiful, just luxurious mansion, no longer having to do this stuff in Liamon's tiny hut or in taverns or in rooms where you're renting it, and yeah, Ken and Mia get their own room, but you got to share it with Nicholas and Oni. You're finally able to just have your own space and work on it, and you make quite a bit of progress on your cartomancy and laying spells into these temporary objects that you can then cast from. As Oni heads out into the city itself. And while there isn't really anyone to train fighting, well, actually, you find Thorn. Thorn is willing to give you a hand and to help you train, as he could use the exercise in, working off the shaking off the rust from yesterday.
Hangover.
And the hangover. We will eventually regather. Most of you still within the mansion, but Rose, as you're kind of sitting out with Oni still in the manor, in Bastile's manor, you see as Ken approaches you and requests your aid.
Good morning.
Hey, doing okay?
It's better, I guess. Sure.
Hey, progress. At the end of the day, your progress is good.
Sure.
Speaking of progress, I might have something, but I'm gonna need your help.
Okay. Sure. I don't know what I can help with, but all right.
I got a lead on something, but I just need a little bit more information to confirm it. Do you have any spells that could, I don't know, read the history of an object or something like that?
I think there are spells. Depends on the object. What do you need looked at? What is it?
We're gonna, if you have that spell, we're gonna use it to analyze the potion that you gave me last night.
That you
Right.
procured.
Picked up off a corpse. Yeah, I could always. I don't know if it'll work, but I could pick something up for the day as long as you don't think that we'll need to get the fuck out of the Feywild today. I don't assume so.
No. I think we're gonna be here for a little bit longer, so no need to worry on that.
Right. Yeah. Me. Is there a narrative way that I pick spells to learn in the Ruby Weave, or is it I can just kind of do it because it's like any spell?
I feel like as you reach into it, it's kind of like Neo Matrix, where it's like all the spells become available around you, and you kind of have that expanded consciousness to be able to grab what you need.
Let me just rifle
Guns.
through 500
Lots of guns.
spells.
It's like it's almost like you push a desire into the gem, and the gem presents you with options as to what could potentially work. So like as you reach for this, identify comes up as one of them, legend lore, various things that could like magic, detect poison and disease, and then you're able to refine from there.
Okay. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, they'll sit for a second, shift spells. Okay. Right. Like I said, I don't know if it'll work, but I can try. And I have another option I could try as well. I've two options that might not work, if that'll help.
Anything can help, as long as we give it a try.
Okay. Here?
No, we gotta. I think Wait, is Rose in the mansion?
No.
No, we're outside. I guess I gotta. Let me go run back in and grab the potion and bring it back out.
So as you ask that, Rose, Ken realizes, stands up, and hurries back down the hallway, back to
Like
the
a
room where
very faint look of relief crosses their face as he goes to go get it.
you head in. Aerith, were you going to be doing anything this morning with the potion?
I was gonna ask. I'm not gonna drink it. I was gonna ask Ken if he wanted to do anything else with it before I start distilling it, or at least try to distill it.
So as you approach your small workroom, Ken, and open the door, you see Aerith is already sitting at one of the tables, expecting you.
Oh, hey. Real quick, I'm gonna have Rose use a spell to, I guess, read, air quotes, read the potion. Maybe we can get some information on where it came from. Um, if you want to, afterwards, you can use your supplies to analyze the contents of the potion itself. Maybe we can combine info, get a better picture of what's going on.
Yay! Let me actually join you so I can see. I'll just follow him.
Okay. Let's see. I am. Okay, cool. All right. So as you two leave the mansion and head back to where Rose is, probably in the main sitting room where they and Tasmakella have been just enjoying each other's company, talking. You head in, potion still in hand.
Alright. Like I said, not 100% sure if this will do anything, tell me anything, work at all, but worth a shot, right? Let me see it. And I will use a charge from the gem to bypass the material requirements and try legend lore. Like I said, I don't know if it'll actually work or not.
I see. I had not seen that line right there in the middle.
Because it's a homebrew like item, I don't know exactly.
So okay, because it's homebrew, you cast out the spell, and as it sinks in, you don't gain the legends surrounding this item. It isn't a legendary importance, but it is powerful, and there is history, and you know that it was crafted here within the Feywild. It's built of components from the Fey, but it was not crafted by a Fey.
So
That's always a good sign.
right, someone who came here. I mean, it's kind of a good sign that there isn't a evil, potentially artificer Fey person, right?
Sure.
Thank you, Aerith.
You're welcome.
I feel very, very helpful in this situation. I can try one more thing. I could try to scry on it from it. Again, I don't know if it'll work since I don't know whose it is, but potentially use possessions as a focus. Are we planning to go particularly hard today on anything, or are we kind of just hanging out today?
I mean, Ken is still...
Half
Under the
dead,
weather. Yeah.
Sure, if you want to call it that.
right?
He's got that post-death syndrome.
PDS.
Yeah, I'm gonna use all my energy to, I guess, try to come up with a plan
Oh.
moving forward, and then once we charge fully, hopefully we can get a hold of the remaining forces,
Right.
your forces, and see if
Yeah.
they spotted anything in the meantime, and then see if we can find a crack in Titania's defenses. That being, well, first things first, we gotta get rid of that fucking dragon. That's priority one. And then immediately after him is whatever they dropped to cause that effect, that domain effect. Destroy that too.
No big deal.
Do you
Easy.
have
In
a
and out.
designated location where your force is supposed to retreat to?
In the message I sent out yesterday, I tried to ask them to come here, I guess, if possible. It really was just the forward camp.
That was the war camp. That was
Gotcha.
yeah.
I mean, if once we leave today and check out, we can see if anyone's. They said it'd take them 12 hours to get there if they like dead sprinted, so it'd probably take a day or two for them to start showing up.
If any of them make it out.
I mean, they had a whole hour of they have double speed, enemy have half speed, so.
Well, yeah, I guess you didn't have to drop it because
Because you
didn't beat the
send
sky right. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's true. Makes me feel
And
a little
all-
bit better,
and all the enemy projectiles also had disadvantage, so.
right?
I'm sure
Suppose.
if you made it out.
I had another idea last night. I couldn't really sleep, so thinking about things. It's also a terrible idea. If you want to hear that as well.
Shoot.
So, dragon is the biggest priority, and we don't really know how to counteract it. I could go ask someone for help.
Let's
The
not
hag?
go owing favors to a hag.
Oh, that's too late for that. I already owe her quite a few favors. What's one more?
What?
We owe her favors, Rose.
Okay, yeah.
Mostly
Okay.
Bastille has been the
Well, if he is currently indisposed, I assume that falls upon us.
most likely. If she were to request aid, we would be bound to give it, but it is not a weight you bear alone.
Not
Well-
that I like that any better, but sure.
I have an idea for some pellets which will hopefully help against the dragon's breath, so maybe don't talk to the hag about another deal. Keep that
You
as a last
think-
resort.
Do you think your pellets will work?
I have no idea.
Great.
Yeah, I'll have
I mean,
to scavenge Feywild and see what I can find, and then see if I can come up with something.
okay. I mean, it's an option. It takes a minute to get over to her from here, though, so it's kind of a decision we have to make soon if we're planning to leave again.
Ken still has 2 stacks of exhaustion, right?
Yep. Do
Yeah, let's not do any traveling while that's the
Well,
issue.
you don't You don't have to come with.
We're a party. We stick together, or at least try to.
Right. I don't like that. Well, I like it, but in this case,
You don't like to stay with
Yeah.
us?
Have you tried contacting the hag since yesterday? If they finally started moving with the dragon, it might be worth. Even if we decide not to go, it might be worth seeing if she's still good or if Titania is, tying up loose ends.
hit her too. I don't know if she's necessarily like our ally.
He's more
Like-
like a neutral third party.
Yeah.
But
I
she
could
does.
ask.
I mean, she's helped us a lot. So maybe she's got something in it. We don't know.
Well, I'm assuming if
Really?
Titania takes over, Titania's not going to like the hag being around.
Probably not.
I mean, even if we decide not to, can you guys contact her? Are you able to send or message or anything like that? All I have are these, and all the same stuff. Like I'm not doing magically.
I can always send her a message. Whether she replies or not, I suppose, is up to her. Alright. Again, can't hurt. And that's at least step one. What do I say to a hag who we owe many a favor to?
Titania has dragons. May need more favors.
Hey,
know
how's your
anything-
day going?
Hey,
We need to
how
kill a
you
dragon.
doing? Know anything about life-stealing fey dragons? And how to kill them? Want to kill a dragon for us? That'd be neat. That'd be a fight I'd like to see. How many favors do you think that'll get us, or have us owe?
I'd prefer
Our
to owe
souls.
0 favors to a hag.
Still not an option, but yeah.
Still not an option.
Well, he said I, so
Yeah, I said I.
Okay.
I don't want to owe a favor.
Okay, that's fair. I figured if we were gonna go there and make more deals and owe favors, that I was already kind of fucked and would take the favors personally, so yeah.
Let's me gather some stuff. Let me make a prototype of the pellets. We can
Okay.
try them out, and if they work, fine and dandy. We don't have to owe no one no favors. If they don't work, that's up to you to decide.
additional favors. Please.
Asterisk. Do you want me to call her either way then, see if she knows anything? Not that I feel like she would give us that information for free. Either way, I suppose. I could just call her to ask if she's still alive.
I feel like we should probably find out if they're still up.
I feel like they should still be up. They weren't at the camp, were they?
No.
No.
Yeah, they should be fine.
Unless Titania sent out like a separate hit force.
Yeah, unless she got
that's
hit in the veil water. She doesn't leave the veils.
I guess you could ask if she's okay.
Yeah.
Would
Alright.
Titania have captured a hag? Do you think she would ever try to leverage a hag like that? Is that something you can do?
She would burn the entire place down to let the hag live.
From
Right,
what
I mean,
I
it's kind of a dealing between archfays. I don't know. Yes.
Well, from what I understand of their courts, the 4 seasonal courts maintain dominion over most of the Fae here and draw in their own independent faiths and respects from their followers. But then there are also the outliers, like the grandmother, who commands over a domain and is an independent party, yes.
Are there any other outliers? Anyone else?
Let's
Is
see.
there a grandfather? Is there a guy named Steve out in the woods?
Hey, Hag, you doing okay? Also, you got a husband? That's a good question, though. I don't.
What's the guy's name from Lord of the Rings? He's a really powerful guy, but he just is in the woods all day with his wife, and that's all he just sits there
Oh, isn't that
out in his
Tom?
cabin.
Tom
Yeah,
Riddle?
Tom.
No,
It's
not
like
Tom Riddle.
Tom Bombleberry or something.
Yeah, Bombador. Or something like that.
Yeah, he's just out in the woods.
Fiddlesticks. Sorry.
Is he out in the Feywild? We talked with him. Just chilling in the Fey with his wife in a cabin, just relaxing.
There might be.
Let's see.
Adding Tom Bombadil to the story right now.
Making stat block.
Yeah, he was so powerful,
like
the ring.
Building lore as we're talking.
The ring had no effect on it. So Frodo's like, "Oh, please take the ring." He's like, "Nah, I don't feel like it. I like it here." Set Frodo on his way.
I believe that the Dryads and Pixies at one point had their own, but over the years their faith and resolve has fallen to Titania or Oberon or the Autumn one whose name Cade can never remember, even though I made it up.
That Autumn guy. Who?
She's
Clover. No,
she's
I'm
dope.
kidding.
She's just kind
Autumn
of
lady.
yeah.
Is
Inconsequential.
the Autumn
Yeah.
lady on our side or on Titania's side?
She is friendly with you all, but she was not at the camp. Oh God, where would she?
Assuming she has her own
She's
fort and
back
stuff.
probably in her own domain, trying to maintain peace there. But there would have been Autumn Eladrin there that backed you guys up, because it's like autumn and winter against spring and summer. I believe there was another hag somewhere here. She looks over at Thorn, who just kind of shrugs and shakes his head. It's called Morgana or something along those lines. But I'm not even sure where we'd be able to find them.
Be a friendly hag.
I don't believe there is such a thing. I believe most hags, especially those that gain the level of power necessary to rival Archfays, tend to be very wily, and I would not want to mess with them.
Yeah.
For radios?
So it's just another Archfey is what I'm hearing. Like, it's another group of people we don't want to mess with, but we kind of got to at this point.
Yeah. It's just the 7 years that we spent gathering our allies and asking around and gaining favor, this was what we had.
The grandmother doesn't have so much as a following as she has a handful of garden gnomes that entertain her, and tends to. You were making deals with her. The deals you were making with her were for the lotuses that Bastille needed. She wasn't really helping beyond that, and you were offering future favors for the lotuses.
Isn't she powerful also because she's feared? Like everyone fears her, so it's fuels her.
Yes, and because in her domain she is that powerful, but to leave the water, which is her domain there,
it would shut her down completely.
right? Most of the areas you traveled were in the north, in the Fen of Winter, Hallowheim, Grokheim, Derek Castle, where you left some of the more sensitive allies as well, are trying to build up the Winter Eladrin's society once again. You travel down along the Golden Vale, kind of skirting outside of the range of Astrazalian to get down to where the Riverlands are, the Bear Kingdom, Isram's Woods, kind of The only places you haven't really explored are Astrazalian and the other cities of the area, Arctis Tor and Cedrine, as well as the Fey Dark, which is kind of like the Underdark version of the Feywild.
Fey Dark.
And mostly the only reason you haven't gone in there is because you have no idea, no one has any idea what to expect from them, and they tend to be very, what's the right word? Xenophobic? Like they don't really care so much about the ongoings of
You're right, they
the
don't
rest
give
of
a
the
shit about what's
Feywild.
happening up here.
Do they
Is-
also worship wolf down there, or no?
I don't think we really worship any
No.
gods.
There are
Feywild now.
no
Okay,
god
so it's just a
worship here.
very secular society.
Yes.
Gotcha.
They have
Here's what we do. We lie to the hag. She's talked about future deals. We tell her we already hooked you up with past deals, and then we just use roads to bullshit our way through. So she owes us. Easy. Let's go do it. Win. We've already gone back in time. They know that. How are they going to know we haven't actually orchestrated stuff for her?
All right. Get like 5 Nicholases and just have them just rain all sorts of spells on them.
It's just our Overwatch.
Tactical Nicholas.
Yeah. Okay, do you want me to send a message to her asking like if she's alive and like if she knows anything about the Fey Dragons then? To start?
I mean, if she's nice, she'll just give it to you for free. If not, she'll be like,
She won't.
I could tell you, but it's going to cost you a favor.
Yeah.
That's gonna
But
cost
then
you
at
your
least we know she's
hands.
Yeah, but
then
at least
she
you know
answers
she's
the first one. She answers the first question then I guess.
Alright. Fair enough.
Oh.
I'll probably go out and just grab all the herbs I can find. Be like, all right, what can I mash together?
I actually didn't go with King Merrick. I wasn't a big fan of it being a King of Autumn, so I liked Lady Veranestra instead.
Okay, talk to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was at the gala, but she didn't really like interact with you guys very much. She just
Kind of kept to herself.
It was just,
I mean,
yeah,
she
manner of business
has-
at the table.
She has to have an army too.
she had,
It's worth a shot.
yeah, given you guys a decent amount of support, but most of the support you were getting from her is logistical, like
Yeah. Or like
equipment,
supplies.
supplies, things like that.
Yeah.
Possible. She
Well,
would
I
be in
All right, someone needs to seduce her, and then we have the entire army at our disposal.
Oh, Rose.
city.
No.
All right,
yeah,
Rose, get
easy.
another one under your belt.
Easy peasy.
The city
Right?
she would be in is Mithrin Dane.
Which is somewhere.
In the Feywild, it's all in the Feywild.
Yeah.
It's probably about 5 days ride from here, but you've been there and you could teleport if you
Okay,
needed
I was
to.
gonna say I could try to teleport us there
Yeah.
if we've been
You don't
there.
have a target location, like a stone
Yeah.
from there, but you could be like, hey, I've been to this city before, I can try it.
Good try.
Funny, how good is your seducing skill?
I mean, Taz got shot for him, so pretty good, I would assume.
I think he was asking your
Yeah, I think he was
seducing
asking
Yeah,
ability.
he was
Oni's
asking.
seduction skills.
I was asking about Oni's.
Oh God, man. Oni is the least likely to be able to do that, bro.
All right, I was just seeing our options for
Come on, it
seducing
could be
Lady
fun.
Veranestra.
Oni's got
Yeah,
a whopping 13 in Chris. Don't bank on that. You want me to knock
Yeah.
her out? You want me to choke her out? You want me to sneak past her?
Maybe she's into that. You don't know.
Sure.
Yeah. My charisma is 13, and I'm already spoken for, so
Yeah, Eris doesn't swing that way.
Nope.
Unless you want to give it a try, Eris. All right,
Nope.
that's what I thought. Rose,
I-
do you want to add another one?
Hey, I mean, Seducing someone doesn't automatically mean we have to be in a relationship.
There you okay, fair point. So that you're the best option, right? Seduce the lady.
Rose just like looks over at Taz for a minute.
He
Seduce the
Saying this
other
as a
lady.
joke.
looks between the two of you, looks over at Thorn, and Thorn just kind of shrugs. If it helps the mission, I mean, I see no problem with it. Kind of like looks you in the eyes.
Well, this is awkward.
Like that silent looking fucking dare.
She's just the best option. I didn't mean to like say anything
No.
rude.
you're-
Just
no, of course they are. And
very good with words.
I'm not usually so possessive. No, if you think that it would serve you the best, absolutely. I stand by you. I trust you. I know full well that you would not act inappropriately. She just smiles.
We
least
can
not
all
beyond the-
try and seduce, and then one of us is lucky.
Hey, you know,
Now, isn't she on our side? Why are we determined to seduce this person?
Because we really need her army.
Because Takashi was really into it. I don't know. Yeah, she's already in our army.
Well, I'm saying if she doesn't give us her army to use.
She doesn't. I don't even know if she has much of an army to give. That's why she was giving us.
You said
Supplies.
ideas. I was shooting out ideas.
I support you tried. I was just curious why we were so gung-ho.
I don't know. I got off on a tangent, I guess.
I think that's what you get.
I mean, you have a kid. You have a kid, Takashi. Like, you should be able to handle that, right? You could seduce her. You've done it. You've seduced someone before. I believe it.
I also got hit in the head, in case you forgot, and I lost a lot of my memory. And I'm going to use that as an excuse.
That didn't slow you down too badly.
Me and
You've already
my
got
+2.
someone. You already made quite the impression on someone. Better than you think.
Yeah, her mom is like dying.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I forgot
no.
I mean, you made quite the impression on Caraway too.
Caraway.
That's
Yeah,
who I was talking about, but
I was
No,
not gonna
I
make
remember
fun of
because I did say I wanted to seduce Era's mom as a
You
joke,
did,
and I
you did.
forgot.
you sure
I
did.
forgot to do that.
Aw.
You forgot. To
No, because
say
we're gonna.
something.
No, because it was gonna be the last thing I was gonna do before she left from the meeting, and I forgot to do it because we got distracted.
Yeah.
Killing me.
You
No,
were
not that
alive.
meeting. Other meeting.
Yeah, it was a different meeting, but still. Sorry, Earth.
By the way, where's my broom?
I lost it.
You son of
I'm holding it behind my back. Yeah, I'll just hand it back to
Also,
you.
I did get a message back from Julie. She is alive, and she doesn't really know anything about dragons, so that's not very helpful. But I tried.
She doesn't know anything about dragons, or she's not willing to help you without a favor.
She didn't even really ask it. She just said that she doesn't really know anything about them, honestly.
Hmm.
I mean, that's fair considering before this Fey Dragon, I think there were no
Have
dragons.
dragons here. Yeah.
Yeah.
She did know about the domain, though. She could feel it.
Would she know who's making the potions?
Yeah, even Mia can feel it. They're all for Godland. Big deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, they may have felt something. Somebody may have
Concerning.
died.
Yeah, that's fair. She's probably talking about that.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about
Wait, huh?
Yes.
in her response to you.
She
Oh,
felt
yeah.
you
Felt
die,
you die.
She felt
Yeah.
you die.
so don't do that.
Oh, yikes.
Someone's
making your
gonna
fiancé
be
worry.
pissed. Or, I'm
And
sorry,
there's
someone
only
is
trying
not
pissed.
to. Damn it.
25 words to talk to each other with. But she's like,
Once a day.
he's not there anymore. Okay. What the fuck?
Alright, so plan is we get the herbs, we see if the pellets work, and then what else are we planning on doing today?
I'm not against going to talk to Vanette. Oh god. Veranestra. And I really
Hey,
it could be a good idea. It's just like I said, I don't know how much she has that she's willing to part with, but if plans have accelerated, maybe that changes the game.
yeah, I mean, hey, it's worth a shot.
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case, seducer.
A Fey dragon
you
and a
were-
domain Spire's not good. So.
Yeah.
Better plan, seduce the Fey dragon.
I was gonna say seduce the dragon. Yep, that's
You
an
already-
option.
You did that when.
Where's Donkey when you need him?
Hey, I already did seduce a dragon and succeeded. Thank you very much.
Alright, so you have experience. Do it again.
Yeah, I could do it
That
again.
wasn't what.
Sure. Just Rose like looks over the shoulder at Taz and just like gives her a wink. They're just fucking around.
The smile that kind of shakes her head back and forth, closes her eyes, just.
So there's two things. You said you wanted to stick together as a party. Do you want to come with when we go visit the Autumn Court, or would you like to work on something else and heal?
I mean, like, kind of like, do some stretches, do a couple like short hops. I mean, my mind's a little, my thinking process is a little blurred, and I might not be as fast, but besides that, I'm normal. So I wouldn't mind just riding to the fall court.
All right. Do we have any other ideas besides you scrounging around in the forests for plants of undeterminate powers?
I mean, we still have to wait about a day longer to see who shows up from your army, so
True.
right now it's
We
kind
do
of
need
just
to
a
hang
waiting
out.
game.
I could remain here in Sanao and send you when they show.
I'm kind of afraid of that because the last time we left you somewhere that you were supposed to be safe, you got almost killed.
That is a fair concern.
And who's to say that our armies coming here to mobilize doesn't draw her attention and put another city in unexplicable danger? Why did I tell them to come here?
Because
What
it's
was
the
that?
safest place for them to go, Rose. It was a good idea.
Ugh.
I could stay here with Taz and help keep her safe, as well as the people of Sarnau safe. And at least then she's not alone, and you won't be alone, because you have the Wanderers.
Okay.
I
Are
know.
you both going to die? That would be, I think, more than I can handle.
They kind of like look at each other, and as Thorn starts to respond, Taz speaks over him. He won't, and I won't let myself. Or he can't, and I won't let myself. I'll send you a message. I will do... I can't promise that, though. I tried. It is a risk either way, and she looks down at Thorn, who looks over at her and kind of like raises his eyebrows in shock. We knew that you reaching out to the Wanderers would mean that you'd most likely have to walk a different path than us. It is scary, but we must do what we can. And right now, I am capable of sending messages and speaking with generals as they arrive. Thorn is capable of protecting me. The two of us can help Fed out in the morning wood, and
Right.
you will be safe with the Wanderers. No one is guaranteed safety. Not
Right.
even in times of peace, but it's as good assurance as we can get right now.
Right. Out. One second. Out of character. I have it on my sheet in my bio stuff, but Rose has been out and gone for a while. Do I still have the spell storing ring? Or did somebody else take that?
I think you had it when you left, right?
I think so, but I don't know for sure because it's been so long.
Was that an actual spell storing ring, or was that?
Yes. I don't know where we got it, but I have it on my sheet as miscellaneous excess magic attunement items.
That might
You
have.
got it. You got it from the Horde of the Dragon Queen.
Okay.
It
'Cause
came
if I
from the
have
Dragon's
it,
Horde.
I-
And yeah, you'd still have it.
Okay. Then, as we're talking for a minute, Rose will reach into their bag and pull that out. And then I'm going to load banishment into it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step over to Thorn and via message, so it's just us, press it into his hand, like trying to do it so that she can't see them do it.
Okay. Roll me sleight of hand.
It's like, hey.
Okay.
That was terrible with a
Checking.
+10.
Okay. Got it.
But
Okay.
over message, they will tell Thorn just, if she's in danger, get her out of here.
Okay. 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 He should have just been normal. And like he feels it in his hand. He squeezes your hand and nods, and you hear it coming back. Got it. I know what to do.
Right, so Takashi, are you going to plant hunt?
Yes, I shall plant hunt.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you, right now, be careful, because the Feywild is fucked up, and I don't know if plants are that.
Oh, yes. Yes. In fact, why don't... no one should travel these woods alone.
I'm good at running away.
I can go with both in character and out of character because I'm about to have to leave. So you can
figured.
kind of send Oni with him and he can back him up.
All right. That would at least make me feel better. I can draw out some pictures of some of the more obvious or less obvious plants to avoid. The ones with teeth are definitely...
Yeah, I was gonna say don't get eaten by a plant. That would be
Right.
hilarious and tragic.
No problem. But if Oni is accompanying you, then that should be fine. It is less protection from you, or for you though, Rose. It's just Aerith and Ken.
That's until they come back, we won't leave.
Okay. Alright, so we'll spend at least the day here, and
Yeah.
yeah, All right, okay.
Plus, like Kachi said, we may have to spend most of the day here anyways and see if anyone shows up.
That's
Or
fair. You know, it might just be better not to rush things. Like, how are things back on the material, Ken? Do you guys have a couple days to... I know we were going to wait a couple days anyway for the scouts to return.
Well, I think since we purified the Earthdale, I think things are somewhat shooken up with the cult for the time being. So they might be hopefully scrambling from that. So I think we've bought a little bit back home. So I think we should be fine. And should anything happen, I'm sure someone back home will send us shoot a sending our way, and we'll adjust from there.
Okay.
I didn't even really think about. I was gonna ask Bastille to send us back as close as he could to when we left, but that seems like it's not an option anymore. At least not right now.
I mean, hey, when we kill Titania, you'll become Titania and then you can do it, right? He's
Yeah. Oh God.
We still have lotuses. You can drink some tea.
That seems like a poor decision.
You
We never
say
really.
that... Sorry, go ahead.
No, we never really liked it when he did it.
Or not. I'd rather you didn't, but if it's the only way through it, you're right. We were going to have Bastille send us back. But hey, you know what? The path we walked is the path we're on, and that's...
We'll just have to do everything real quick. Except for the couple days of daytime or downtime that we have right now, and not to die.
Well, what we do
It's
is we make the
plenty
best
time
of
to
it.
plant hunt, you know? Plant hunt, read the book. Ken and Aerith can keep working on the potion stuff.
Right. Oh, I did have one more try for the potion thing. I got distracted. I can try
right.
to scry. It can't hurt, I guess. It either will or won't work. So I will do that.
Worth a shot.
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
As you can take the vial into your hand, cast the scrying spell out, focusing on the origin of this object, where it came from. There's this tunnel of your consciousness as it's drawn away into this light, and then you realize that that light is clouds, and you see as the clouds kind of part away, and you see for just a moment the spring Gladrin you had taken this from, but he's on his feet already. And then it's almost like a stone skipping off the water. You bounce off of him, your true intent trying to guide you to deeper information. You feel that same draw across the Feywild. The clouds kind of fill your vision and then part again. And you see a half-elven man with excuse me, long graying hair tied back into a very severe looking ponytail, like off the back of his head. He's wearing spectacles and is hunched over a porch that's filled with these little glass vials, and he is kind of taking measurements of one thing and putting it into another and adjusting. He picks up a bit of like reddish liquid and dabs his fingers into it, and he casts his hand across it, and you see arcane runes kind of fill and then sink in, and as they do, he picks up a all-purpose tool and he touches it to the side of the little vial, and there's this like spark of mana, and not artificial, but that kind of unique look of artificery at play. He takes the tool away and kind of gets some more materials, and it's just this kind of long, methodical process over about 2 or 3 minutes, and then afterwards he screws on the top metal piece, takes the vial, and sets it down, and you see that it is one of dozens. And he gets right back to work.
Busy fucker. Good news and bad news. Which one would you like first?
Bad news.
Bad news. Bad news. He has a lot of them. He's at least half a dozen more of those stupid potions.
Let's see. News.
Make me
Good
a
news.
perception check as well, Rose. Sorry, there's one other thing that I just want to see.
Okay.
I thought of it in that moment.
Have we seen the guy before?
Yeah, good news, it's not Thune.
It wasn't Thune. You didn't recognize him as Thune. But you do see that same symbol that Thune had. The inverted pentagram with the kind of overlaid pentagon and the infinity
Okay.
symbol
Well, that would be part of the bad news then.
on the cover of one of the books on his desk.
Bad news, although I'm sure we already suspected, it seems like he's part of the cult. Or whatever Thune's thing is. Was it the symbol of the cult, or was it his own weird symbol?
It was
thing?
his
I can't
own
remember.
weird one. He had taken the symbol of the cult and kind of corrupted it to his own
Okay.
personal desires.
But so he's definitely like connected to Thune in some way.
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck. So that means that's fuck.
Oh. Another small bit of good news. Now that I know him, I can work at it
Can you
later
message
tonight.
him? You can message him now. You can be like, "Hey, can you stop that, man? Like, you're on the wrong side."
I
Send him
could
a
talk
signal.
to him, yeah. Or I can keep an eye out on him. Talk to him later tonight. But
Just annoy him at random.
just constantly send him sendings until he gets annoyed. Joins us so that we leave him the fuck alone.
Just berate
But I
him
heard-
into submission like you did the
Right.
guards on the fucking caravan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I did I hear something about an all-purpose tool?
He did. He
Yeah,
had
I
all this tool.
told him everything.
Interesting.
Oh shit.
Well,
There's a
hopefully,
benefit to killing this person.
Well, I mean, we already knew that. There was always a benefit to murdering him.
Well, of course.
all right. I guess the game plan is set. Right?
I think so. Yeah, let them plant hunt for a little bit, and we can keep working on stuff.
Well, I mean, do you guys mind if
Yeah,
we kind of
figured
call
that
it here
was
for this week?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Good place to
Because
pick
I
up,
don't
yeah.
have Mithrin Dane. Like, I have a vague
Yeah.
idea, but, you know,
No,
I
we're
love the
If you're
idea.
gonna go
I do
there.
love the idea, but I've got to kind of play at the different angles and figure out what's been going on in that aspect of things before we go there. And
Not yet. It's a good place to stop.
yeah, I think that's a good place. So, hell yeah.
You always go somewhere you didn't expect us.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you always do. It's so much fun.
It's like, oh, we gotta go take out the dragon, but
But first,
Hey, and whenever you guys do end up going there, I have all that shit ready now,
Right,
so
exactly.
it's pre-prepped because that was what I prepped for this weekend. I figured Rose was like, "I'm gonna go back and fuck that dragon up," and I was like, "All right, let me get everything ready for the dragon fight."
Well, technically, I said I wanted to go and fuck up to Tanya.
That's true. That's true. You did say you wanted to go fuck up to
That
Tanya.
it wasn't something that could happen.
Right.
Have to believe.
Also, the part of the key that has the stones in it is known as the bow, or the grip.
Or the head.
Interesting.
I don't see head.
There was a picture that said head, so
Anatomy of a key.
that's literally what I looked up.
Yeah, he fucking Googled it and sent it to me after I said that.
I was like, key anatomy, and I was like cautious. I was just like, is it gonna show me like anatomy of a human body?
The key parts. Okay. I'm gonna haunt this man's dreams, though, just so you know.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if he's
Yeah.
evil or not.
Yeah, but now that I know him, now I can dream him.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
Hey, it's
Also,
all good. It's a good way to
right?
get conversations without having to actually be within punching range.
Right? Also, I assume he's not a good guy, considering he's making large amounts of like, fucked up dragon.
He could be a prisoner.
Potions.
Yeah, maybe Tanya lied to him. Maybe he's charmed. There's like a million different things that could happen.
All you could see was a
Sure.
stone room with a workbench and a flickering candle and him working at it. You have no concept that he's friend
Right.
or foe.
Exactly.
Sure.
Gotta stay on the
Definitely.
positive side.
You never know.
So this Wednesday or next Wednesday that we start the...
This Wednesday, I'm so excited.
Hopefully.
So
They
excited.
haven't said for
Yeah.
sure.
I think
They didn't not say.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on my character now.
Hell yeah.
I put the stats,
God,
and then I
really-
did ask about
magic items.
the equipment and stuff.
I'm so glad you rolled good stats.
I'm so glad you rolled
Right?
so well. Oh my god.
At least
one of us
such
did.
trash.
That's wrong.
Endless trash.
Because I think I'm in the
Right.
same boat as you, where I had 16 as my highest.
I had my rolls that came out. Yeah,
Yeah,
the rolls that
we're
I got,
all
Aurora. I had a 9, a 9, a 10, a 10, a 14, and a 16.
Oh my
We're all
god.
essentially like
And
commoners.
and that was after Chekhov let me re-roll the 6 that I initially got, which I went to a 9. Nice. And that was the better of the 2 sets.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
My poor
It
boy
wasn't
is so
great.
cursed. It's so bad.
At
Part of his
Hey.
backstory.
He kind of. Like,
There you go.
He's young, so that's how I explained it. Is he's young, so he hasn't really worked a lot of the things. And honestly, we just need to get him an amulet of health, and I'm happy. I don't need
Right.
intelligence, charisma, or strength. I just need con, man. I had to put my fucking, because I wanted to make him a skill monkey, so I put in Dex as my fighting one. And then I did wisdom because wisdom has a lot of skills associated with it. So like, those were my 2 good. That was it. That was all I got. Like,
Oh no.
and okay, sorry. Yeah. And on top of that, I did. He's human, so I went variant human. And so that meant I only had 2 + 1 hits. So my starting stats with my feet being a half feet to give me another +1 dex is 9, 10, 10, 10, 14, or sorry, 16, 16. I have 16s in my dex and whiz, 10s in strength, con, and charisma, and a 9 in intelligence.
Oh,
Did
what,
great.
What class are you?
I'm a frontline dual wielder, so like it's gonna be a problem once I start taking damage. I only have 8 hit points right now. But
Don't worry,
it-
I got
it-
you. I got
it-
you.
Right,
Yeah,
Kyle's
sure.
rolling
Is
a
this a
tank.
normal D&D 5e?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a 5e campaign, so.
And I did
there's-
nerf myself
some
too.
stuff being homebrewed as well, because like being cool with the homebrew. I know Ken's playing something. They helped me a little bit with some, because you know me, I love my 2 swords. And I was like, man, if I'm gonna play another long form campaign, I'm just gonna use 2 swords because I did my great sword thing as a caster, and now I just want to swing swords and watch people fall down.
Are you planning on being a half caster?
Maybe I could dip into it, but like I don't know honestly.
Gotcha. I already have an idea where I'm going with this character.
I don't want to say what class it is, Roar, because we haven't really told each other yet. We've just told
Okay.
each other the roles we're playing because we're all meeting each other for the first time.
Oh, one of the magic items that I want isn't part of the standard array.
Yeah.
Crap.
No.
Uh,
Gonna have
I'm
to go
so-
back into the Mancer.
I'm so happy that he let me take adamantite plate. So happy.
Right? That's so crazy.
Somebody's got to have AC.
when he
You want to
jumps
know
out
what my
there-
AC is?
11.
It sure is.
Oh my god.
Oh, you want to know what's
Are
great,
you
Aurora?
playing Flora from Curse of Strahd? Like, what are you doing?
No.
I am. Well, no, I've got Seraph because I have a 14 AC with a dual wield melee class.
Seraph was 15 AC. That's...
Oh no, it's worse!
Oh no.
Flora was
yeah.
the worst one out of my 4 in terms of AC because he had a -1 in dexterity. That's why
Oh,
it
no.
sucked.
Oh no.
No.
Don't do that.
My AC was originally 23.
I know.
I switched it out to be 22. But I have more. I can help you guys out more, though.
You take interception instead of defense.
Yes, I did.
If I put
Because
my
Chekhov's
characters
like, your
in-
AC is kind of ridiculous at level
Yeah.
1. And I'm like, yep,
Yeah.
I can switch
Yeah.
that out for interception.
Wait,
Starting
now
with
I'm
Okay.
plate
curious.
anything